Shame in being single. It just means that 7.5 billion people don't want to be with you.
The tenant next door to it is a Kokomo Joe's.
Well, this guy's huge. And he did anal.
If you don't have a truck, a tat, and a kid by 20, you ain't nothing.
You know who doesn't kill spiders? Learn.
We're not talking about you right this second.
Doug's had enough.
I've got hair that people would die to have.
Martha White makes very good muffin mix.
Exploding colons.
I believe the fingering is the same.
When he says, I'm diddling myself.
He's got a big blowhole.
But he's trying to pound Jackson.
The guy who actually took the first poop, how, he reacted. And did he squat?
You spend 15 minutes of it talking about Merkins. It's like one of your favorite topics for some reason. And every time you bring it up, once a week on the show, you start talking about Spartacus. It's like the same conversation that you have with yourself. No one even listens.
There's really nothing to talk about.
I got to tell you, pretty much viewing-wise, I'm now just down to girl.
Well, we all like Brian.
She washed my balls, things like that.
And when I had my pants off, that's when Clousy walked in.
What?
I think me and Iggy brought up a great topic of how weird it is for someone to get to page 12 or 13 on Pornhub. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've gone to page 24 before trying to find something I haven't seen before.
Oh, okay.
Patrick Green's a scrub.
And right in front of it is a Red Lobster.
It's some hideous article that Jackson found and he sent just to upset us.
Oh, here comes Ezekiel.
Now, if somebody would call in and say, Iggy, you're nothing without Tim, I'd have to agree. I wouldn't go on a tirade. I'd say, you're right.
2 days ago, I did. I felt a little prick.
His wife is dripping for Tim.
It was on TV of some kind.
Vince Vaughn entrails?
Boy, I'd really love to go hoe chasing tonight.
He's already given up on missionary.
Oh, and doggy. You would have 2 hands and a mouth available.
That's ass to mouth, right?
Iggy, can we find somebody to talk pap smear today?
I certainly wouldn't be known as a flute leaker.
Do you know I kept score for Elvin Metzger's final 300?
Boy, that'd be a killer threesome in the middle of the lineup.
I was cucked in the moment.
I got a podcast that's in the top 50 in every country on the planet.
I'm a hag. You just go into that big hole. We just talked about taking a dump.
Okay.
May I swallow?
Well, every time I tee it up, I got a chance.
You know.
I gave Pepper and Jeannie a chance last week. 22 and a half minutes of pube talk.
That was Iggy's Drops of the Week.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. In studio today with one of my favorites, Tim McKernan, the man, the myth, the legend. We're here at Hubbard Radio. I checked out the new studio today.
What do you think?
The wallpaper is fabulous.
How about that?
Man, that's 10, 11 years in the making.
It really was.
One of the best investments, one of the best deals I've ever done. I've said that over a decade. I still mean that. But the good work that the show has done, the money that's been raised, the community, the culture, everything about it. I'm a TMA limiting for life, I don't know what else to say about that, except if you need a mortgage, visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
You can get an insurance quote anywhere. Ask yourself, what is my provider doing for me? Do I have to hit prompts? Do I have to deal with chatbots? Am I put on hold? Is it always a different person? Are they local? Are they proactive in the community? Do they represent the #1 provider of auto and home insurance in the U.S.? The James Carlton State Farm team is comprised of individuals right here in your neighborhood. We are out supporting our Blues, Cardinals, Bills, and Tigers. Do something new in 22 and kick the out-of-town companies to the curb. Give us a call or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2, the Potted Plant, TMASTL.com, YouTube.com/TMASTL. Let's do a thing today where we let guys in the chat
Wasn't that the only people that are in the chat?
What?
Would that be different than any other day? It was all guys, right?
No, it's like 20-something women. And I
Oh,
think
there are.
there's some, like, sophomores that are headed to Ivy League schools.
Well,
and
color me
USC.
confused.
And they're chatting like, man, these guys are hot.
That's what they're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Can't wait to hear their takes on Matthew Kachuk.
Yeah.
Is he coming?
Well.
No, not yet. Not yet. But maybe we'll get more information in the chat.
My camera must be weird. My camera's more lopsided than the left side of my skull.
Oh.
I just noticed that because I just popped into the YouTube chat to talk with all the ladies.
Yeah.
And I'm on like an angle, like I'm shooting a video with Color Me Bad.
Yeah, top of your head's missing.
All right.
Well,
that might
is
be
it-
good, though. Then you can't see the concave nature.
Well, you got a hat on.
Hats for bats.
Maybe the base of the camera
Plowhawk.
proper is not level.
I see Plowsy's finger.
Mmm.
He's got curious fingers.
Yes, he does. His digits are long, just like his love.
I'm too afraid to touch that.
Yeah, I think we were told specifically not to touch the cameras, but we could touch their mounts.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the ruling, Jackson?
Yeah,
Yeah,
touch
but
the
that's
boy
not
base.
a mount issue for sure. It's like hanging on the
We
side.
don't have ne'er-do-wells come in here anymore. Weren't there some ne'er-do-wells the first few months that would come in and
Some
drive
drifters.
Jackson and the Plowhawk up the wall? Yeah. They would do like a podcast on Wednesdays every other week and just destroy the studio.
Yeah, sign me out of everything and pretty much delete all my content.
Oh.
Before.
Vagabonds.
Bob Vollmer's in the chat, Doug, so this is great. We're starting to see some guys talk.
Bobby Vollmer?
And he says he's playing Stonewolf on Friday morning.
Okay. And we needed to know that. Why?
No, you'll have to ask Bob Vollmer.
That's kind of an interesting course out there, though.
It's fun.
Let's pull up number 3. What do you like about it?
Well, I don't.
Long.
It's a good test of golf. You're going to want to keep your tee shot in the fairway if you're going to par the hole, and then get that second shot up there close and get up and down if you can.
You ever played Timberlakes there in Staunton? It's
No,
like literally,
can't say that I have.
it's literally right off of 55. Like when you're driving on 55, you can actually like see like the
Yeah.
back nine. It's pretty sweet.
Is it?
Yeah, I was on my way home from Canton one year and drove by and I said I'll get a quick 18 in.
Really? I'll just
fun.
stop and golf for 5 hours?
It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't need to be in Canton at a certain time, so I think I golfed 18 in 3 hours and 28 minutes.
you.
What'd you shoot?
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I mean, this was 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember what I shot. It was a fun course.
I do that in Florida when we go to spring break, but I just do or spring training, but I would do it with fishing.
Just drive by a
I'd have my
pond.
rod in the car, and if I'd see a pond or something, I'd just pull off to the side of the road and walk down and fish.
Yeah, I'm spontaneous sometimes.
Yeah. But golf, being spontaneous, means you had an extra 4 or 5 hours. Fishing, you could do that for 5 minutes and then leave.
Yeah. Again, didn't really have a set schedule, set time.
Okay.
Boy, it seems like everybody's horny this morning. That's great. Morning, boys. I'm a horny pony today. It's from Doug's Glue Guzzler. Doug, as you know, his wife has an OnlyFans account.
We haven't seen any photos from that, though, have we?
I think I have.
Oh, you
But at the
have?
Dotem, not on the OnlyFans. He was kind enough to show me.
That was kind.
He kind of looked like John Rahm.
His wife did?
No, he did.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Short backswing on her. Still a lot of power, though. I'm in the chat, and I'm horny and dripping with lust. That's from Flip Wilson.
Oh.
So that's what happens. We open up the chat to guys, and people tell us that they're playing Stonewolf.
It was a long, steamy night, and apparently some of these guys are still randy.
That for sure.
It's the Munganass 7 o'clock hour. We're in the Michelob Ultra studios. Michelob Ultra, sponsor of our studios and the Fan Page Club Championship, and the soon-to-be-announced Lemmings Open, Doug, which will be taking place, I believe, September 22nd, 3rd is my nurse in.
I think 23rd.
Is that right? Let's see. Again, I'll pull up September. It is the 23rd. And is that the day before Missouri shocks the world and defeats War Dam Eagle down on the plains, and Drink goes undefeated leading into the following week against Georgia for a Saturday night game in front of 72,000 fans at Faroe Field?
You think they're going to win at Auburn?
They're going to win in Manhattan.
Okay.
They're going to win down on the plains, and then they're going to beat up on Kirby Smart. Fight Tiger.
Well,
you got one of those things right. That it is the day before.
Yep. Doesn't sound like he's on Tiger board.
Why do you hate the Tigers?
Yeah, where's the faith, bro?
Nice.
I don't have faith. I mean, look at them.
Nice eggs.
That was a hot day. Where's my other mitts? Where are the mitts?
I mean, if they'd have went like 8-3 last year, or 9-2, and you saw something, but you don't know who their quarterback is. Lost a running back. Defense sucks.
Why do you hate Jack Abrams?
I don't know who that is.
Neither do I.
Just look at him.
Right.
Just look at him.
That's all you got to say anytime you have a take.
Think he can catch? Just look at him.
All right, so trivia night, Doug. People are, I guess this is kind of the way that it works. I didn't know that this was the way that it works. People are getting tables late in the game, but that's fine. $50 per ticket. That includes, of course, all of your salt and smoked barbecue, all of your Uncle Leo's pizza and toasted ravioli, all of your urban chestnut beer, and a bottle of effing vodka per table. You can still get tickets or buy a table at tmastl.com. There are going to be some events throughout the course of the evening. Now, doors open at 6:30, and the salt and smoke starts getting served at 6:30, for the record. Trivia starts at 7:30. And I think they're going to rename the gymnasium the Tim McKernan Pavilion. And I think we're going to do that. That's going to be an hour-long ceremony that will begin in between rounds 2 and 3. In between rounds 4 and 5, Jesse Kiowski informed us of some games. Plowhawk, you are hosting a game called Domes or Dirt Stars.
Oh,
Nice. I feel
no.
like that's an appropriate game for me. What's the is that the did it tease? Is that the only thing we know of?
So I recall this from going to some trivia nights. Doug, you ever seen Heads or Tails?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
In this case, it'll be Domes or Dirt Stars.
Oh,
All right, get the wives
it's the
involved.
same game with a different name.
That's right. So you got to bring cash. This is cash. You know, I'm at this point straight Venmo. I'm a crypto guy. I'm a big crypto guy, obviously. But I got to have cash. Got to bring cash to St. Gabriel's. And then only managers can handle the cash. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Tommy's going to be there. Bordy's going to be there. Of course, Jesse's going to be there. We can't touch the cash. Can't touch the cash. I
That's
kind
a
of like
wise
that.
move.
That would have been something that would have
Very
worked
wise.
out about a year ago.
Yeah.
But with that all said, Domes or Dirt Stars, $1 per person per round. We will do 2 rounds, and after round 3 and after round 7, hosted by the Plowhawk, and the winner gets half, and Friends of Kids with Cancer gets the other half.
Nice.
Doug, Domes or Dirt Stars?
Okay.
I'm excited.
That's where you have to pick one or the other, and then.
Yeah, like usually, like if your hands are up, it's heads. If you're
Right.
if you're pleasuring yourself, it's tails. I think that's the
Yeah.
ones that I've been
Yeah.
to. And then a 50-50 for St. Gabriel's. $1 for $5 and or 1 for $5, excuse me, 1 raffle ticket for $5, 5 for $20, and a wingspan for $40.
No.
I would advise using Jackson's wingspan or Doug's wingspan.
A wingspan of tickets.
Yes, exactly.
St. Gabe's don't want to be part of the Dirt Star.
I don't know. I wasn't privy to the
Yeah, we're
conversation.
doing that game outside.
Awake the
But I am-
Monsignor and ask him that question.
Also, there will be mulligans, 5 for $20. That's 4 people from the table paying $5 each, so it'll be easy to divvy up even if they aren't sitting with people they know. The proceeds of that go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. Make sure to bring cash. This is cash, 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 cash only.
You're saying a check is okay?
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Cash. Cash, 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 cash.
All right.
Now, for people who haven't played the mulligan, I think what it is that if you don't know the answer to something, you can write mulligan in that space and they give you
That is
a
correct.
correct
You
answer.
put a little
to that.
sticker on
That
it.
is correct.
Yeah.
Are we eligible to win these prizes?
We're not even playing.
We're hosting.
Well, but I would play like the 50-50 and things like that.
Well, that's fine. You can play, and then you can donate. If you win, you give your $50 back to the charity, or your winnings back to the charity.
Yeah, I kind of wanted it myself.
I don't allow people to give it back.
Well, you're a tough guy.
No, I feel bad because every time you do a 50-50 somewhere,
Yeah.
you win, and then give it back, and it makes you feel guilty. Like, okay, here you go.
Yeah, I went to one. The last one I went to, they said the winner will not get their money until the following Monday, just so they didn't feel pressure to give it back at that moment.
Ah, wow. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, you paid money to the charity makes 50% of it.
Yeah.
You paid. Why should you have to give it all back?
Because people are up there yelling, give it back, give it back.
Yeah, I know they feel guilty. Some people really are just. Everybody's charitable, but if people weren't yelling at you, give it back. I just think that's not right. So.
Right. Okay.
But you'll be giving yours back.
I will. That's your decision and not mine?
I'll yell if you win it. Give it back, Doug.
Nice, Iggy.
Cheapskate.
Nice.
So it's all taking place this Saturday. Looking forward to it again. Doors open at St. Gabriel's at 6:30. Get tickets. And here's the thing. It's $50. And you get all your salt and smoke. You get all your Uncle Leo's.
Sure,
you get all your beer.
Nice.
And you get a bottle of vodka.
Sweet action.
For the table. And it's $50. But if you were to itemize that, Doug, we decided it would cost about $800. And you're getting it for $50. $1,800. Yeah. So
inflation.
Bring friends.
chain.
If you don't want to participate in the trivia, don't. Buck Swope's going to win anyway.
Right.
Everybody's playing for second place. That Buck Swope ain't going to lose.
I'm reading the questions, and it's all swope.
Yeah, it's all Swope all day.
Is it?
Swope knows more about the show than all of us in here combined.
Yeah. Which is weird.
Yeah, we won't know 75% of the
No.
answers.
Uh-uh.
Now, Tim brought it up the other, I think, Tuesday.
That was it Tuesday when I brought it up?
I don't know, but you brought it up.
And then I used on Twitter, I said,
Sure, yeah.
guys, this is a cheap date night. If you, just say you take your wife out to dinner. Say you go to Salt and Smoke. All right, we're going to have dinner. Why don't you give us a bottle of vodka, too, and just keep the beers flowing. Honey, Ted Drew's, forget it. Let's go get an Uncle Leo's and some toasted ravioli. What do you think you're going to spend? And then you spend all that money, then you go home, and what are you going to do? Want to have sex? No. Want to watch TV? A boring night. For
Well,
$50
don't get mad at people.
For $50, you can come on, hang out with listeners. You can see us and spend like 4 hours with your friends for $50.
Are you signing or posing for pictures?
I said I would sign.
You'd sign. Okay, you're going to sign.
So,
And
I mean, it's a no-brainer, actually.
And it's really the networking opportunities. All those CEOs, executives
I agree with
of
that.
St. Louis, coming in for a trivia night, you can certainly, you're in the top 1%, the upper echelon of success stories in St. Louis, and I'll be there.
Have we explored the fundraising possibility of an Iggy kissing booth?
Ooh, Bill.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, there's still COVID going around.
Oh. That's a no.
Kissing booth is intriguing.
I'll do maybe a feel.
You can have a mask.
Touchy-feely.
Kiss through the mask.
What's the point?
That used to be a big deal, kissing booths. Going way back.
Oh, yeah. We actually had one, which is hard to believe. We had one at the St. Mary Magdalene picnic one year. Like, God, this is kind of awkward.
And who are the
Gail
people?
Volva in there?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Some lady was in there.
Bird.
Oh, Chris Bird.
No, not Chris Bird.
Yeah, I don't
Boy,
think
he's
that
so
would
good.
fly anywhere at this point.
No. That's...
I can tell you what does fly.
What?
That's Centric.
Nice.
Yeah, they fly for sure.
God, that was so smooth. That'll
The,
be on my
the
resume
flying
real too.
people. When I think of flight and fly, I think centric.
That's correct. With the heat, let me take a look here. I haven't looked at the forecast.
Oh, I don't.
Is it brutal billiards?
It's
Let me see.
That's all.
Let's see what we got, Doug. I'll let you know what's doing here.
Okay.
Oh, the high on Saturday is down to 103.
That's not bad. That's
There you
nice.
go.
Brisk.
And then the highs next week are in the 80s, but that's because it's going to be raining like the dickens. But either way, Centric. If you work outside, you might be like, yeah, I think I've had enough of this. Maybe it's time for a career change. Well, this is what Centric can do for you. It'll get you out of the weather and into a career you will love, IT. And Centric can train you for that career in IT in just 4 months. If you want a career with unlimited opportunity, that's IT. If you want a career where you can work from home, that's IT. You want a career where you don't give an F whether it rains or it's sunny and 99 degrees, that's IT. And Centric can make that happen for you even if you have no IT experience. If you're not happy with your job, call Patrick Nealon at Centric Training today, and he'll walk you through Centric's hands-on program and show you how they help get you started in your new IT career. And then the only time you're going to have to worry about the weather is when you have baseball tickets. So call 314-450-4714 or go to centric.com/STL. That's CENTRIQ.com/STL. Technology is the future of St. Louis, and Centric can make it your future. That is Centric. And Doug, Dense Express is back on TMA. I would like you to say, go see Gray, he'll make your day.
Go see Gray Wilson. Go see Gray. It'll make your day. They are indeed back. Dense Express, of course, where you take your car for minor dents and dings for that paintless dent repair. I call it PDR, but you guys don't know what that means.
I don't.
Paintless dent repair. They will restore your car to its original look. They repair minor collision damage, hail damage, and they do cosmetic wheel repair. The 2 locations, one on Manchester Road in West County and one in St. Charles. Local family-owned and operated business by the Wilson family. Right now, they got something special going on. It's Christmas in July at Dense Express. They've got a toy drive and a car show coming up on July 30th. That's a week from Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m. at their West County location on Manchester. They're going to have food and drinks and a lot of good company. To enter your car for this show, They ask you to donate $50 worth of unwrapped toys. Their technicians will be repairing door dings for toys throughout the show. They'll remove a quarter-size ding when you donate $50 worth of toys, and a half-dollar-size dent will be removed if you donate $100 worth of unwrapped toys. For larger dents that need work, they'll determine the gift value right there. And, of course, donations are also greatly appreciated. They'll have car show prizes and giveaways. There'll be a 50-50 drawing with proceeds donated to Friends of Kids with Cancer. They'll have category prizes for best paint, best interior, best presentation, best engine bay, the furthest travel to get to the show. So bring at least $50 worth of unwrapped toys for kids and enter your car in the show to try to win prizes. Be a fun time, and you'll get your car repaired. Happening July 30th at Dents Express on Manchester. Christmas in July at Dents Express. If your car is a dimpled mess, go to Dents Express.
There it is. It is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. We are in our Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour, and you are welcome to get involved in the program. We solicit your involvement by texting into the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5, by calling in to our Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone line, 636-9004-TMA, or emailing in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And how about this, Bill? We are giving away a listener. I don't know if the gentleman wants his name given out, and sometimes people do, sometimes people don't. I don't know. I know this guy, and he has purchased a table, as he is, I don't know if I would call him a fan, but active donor with Friends of Kids with Cancer. And he bought a table for us to give away for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. How about that? So we are giving away a prize of a table to Saturday night's TMA Trivia Night for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And, Doug, the math on that is essentially 8 times 58. 50 plus the $8 for Eventbrite fees.
472.
And so I would say that that's 464. Am I right on that? Is my nurse
416. 8 times 58.
Ah, yeah.
464. I'll do it a third time on the calculator. Maybe this time I'll get it right. 8 times 58. 464.
Sick. So that's the prize. A $464 prize for today's Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Holy moly cockatoli.
Pretty dope.
Yeah. Thank you to Josh. I don't know if Josh wants his last name out there. Hell, I don't know why he wouldn't. But either way, he is the one who bought it, and we are giving it away for today's Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. So ratchet it up the morning after at InsideSTL.com. You win, you get a whole table for Saturday night's festivities. And I will give away the location of the after-party orgy.
There is one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your parents live right down the street. I'm sure that's not it.
They would love it because they enjoyed when Joe Roderick brought his child over and dropped ass in their...
Helped himself to the restroom right in the front of the house.
That's correct.
I think it'd be fun to have like a little in-between rounds, have a scavenger hunt, hide like a Sibian and like a Hitachi magic wand somewhere in the gym.
I like that a lot.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, how many places are there to hide something?
I don't know
like
if you
that?
could hide a Sibian real easily. Isn't it a pretty large mechanism?
You know, I've never seen a Sibian.
I thought it was like a huge base. It's like one of those like mechanical bulls, is it not?
I saw it on Stern. I think Jenna Jameson was riding it.
Yeah, I've seen them on Stern, but I haven't seen them. I haven't like walked into a home and it's out there on display.
No.
I've never seen one in like a toy store.
Well, it would be odd if it were a KB.
Well, not that kind of toy store, like a Patricia's.
Oh, I'm gonna say I was Toys R Us. I didn't carry them.
No.
Scarlett's.
Jeffrey the giraffe riding a Sibian.
Maybe at Mr. Hong's place in
Oh yeah, Mr. Hong.
California.
I wonder if someone who's really into Sibians, you know, maybe since they were, you know, in college and they have a fascination with, maybe they like personalize their recliner.
Oh yeah.
To like put a Sibian underneath like the cushion, so you you basically massage chair style, but with a Sibian.
Probably not.
It had to have been done.
I don't know.
I think it's out of date now. I mean, now you got the pocket rocket, the rabbit, all the littler things. You don't need that big thing.
And it sounds probably like that Dogtown Tie drone that we had out of Normandy. It sounded very similar to what I think a Sibian would sound like.
Yeah, it did. I felt like there was a flying Sibian over us when it was the drone. Doug, do you remember when Steve Martin had a vibrator in 1989's Parenthood?
No. No, I don't.
The power went out while Jason Robards was hosting. Well, he wasn't hosting. I think was it Diane? Do you say Wiest? Was it Diane Wiest?
I don't know. I didn't see the
Wiest.
picture.
She was hosting a dinner at her home. Of course, Joaquin Phoenix was her son, and he was masturbating a lot, and it was confusing. So Keanu Reeves helped him out, and then was it Martha Plimpton?
I didn't see the presentation.
And was she related to the paper lion George Plimpton?
Probably.
I think.
How many Plimptons can there
niece,
be?
I believe.
Niece, is that right? George
believe
Plimpton,
so.
the paper lion, and he appeared in Good Will Hunting. Well, either way, the power goes out. It scares young Kevin. And Steve Martin, who is the brother of Diane, do you say Wiest or is it Wiest?
I don't know who it was.
Wiest. He goes looking to try to turn the switch back on, and he comes out with Diane's vibrator.
Oh.
And it confused the young children, but Jason Robards recognized that vibrator, and it kind of insinuated that he used it.
Oh, I'm sorry Jason Robards' career came to that. A once very serious and proud actor.
Wasn't there one in Old School, too, with Andy Dick was practicing?
That was a banana.
Yeah.
Oh, banana.
Yeah, he was mouthifying that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a carrot, actually?
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think it
Still
was.
hot.
Yeah.
It's not hot.
I love Jason Robards.
Why was the banana
Doug, is
ever...
Jason Robards your favorite?
He was good in, who was the guy when he owned the Minnesota Twins? Was that Rookie?
Little Big League?
Little Big League, yeah.
I think he's best known for All the President's Men.
Probably, yeah.
Once Upon a Time in the West, maybe?
Yeah, he was in a lot of things.
Philadelphia with Tom Hank. He was the villain in
Was he?
Philadelphia.
Yeah. I like him better as a good guy. Like in All the President's Men, I just love him.
Yeah, he was Ben Bradley, wasn't he?
I loved my grandfather so much. His favorite thing in the world was his lazy boy recliner. So I turned it into a Sibian, and now every time I use it, I think about my grandfather.
Okay,
It's
that's
heartwarming.
Rob McClanahan, but my good friends call me Rue.
Heartwarming. Is
You
what
know
that
what's
was.
happened, Doug. Everything has happened in this world.
Guys can't use a Sibian, can they?
Oh, hell yeah, they can.
Clip that off.
Not with that attitude.
For what? Just get a flashlight.
Well, this one vibrates.
How do you clean out a flashlight?
Did you really ask that question?
Dishwasher? Can you put them in the dishwasher, you think?
314-881 TMA5.
I would look it up, but this is a Hubbard machine I'm working on here.
Yeah, don't do that.
Good
Get on
morning,
your
Tim.
phone.
Cycling on, driving with the wifey and Sonny to the Carolinas this morning. Wifey has her butt plug in. Will you vibrate her for me with your remote control? Thanks.
Okay.
She misses you already. That's
No,
from the recovering
alcoholic from Belleville. And he's been suspended while he drives. Recovering alcoholic, we didn't care for the comment. At least I didn't appreciate it. And you, therefore, have been suspended.
Let me turn the
Suspended
remote
a
on.
period of 2 days' time. Your name just now went in the STLTaxLawyer.com suspension logule, sponsored by the great Mark Milton. Having problems with the godforsaken tax man? You get in touch with Milton. You'll be saying, I'm not guilty. I'm with Milty. And you won't be guilty either. Thank you, Mark Milton. No thank you, recovering alcoholic from Belleville.
Poor girls. I mean, she's just, even going on vacation, she gets abused.
Right there in the car.
Yeah, by me in Wellington.
God.
Who will be on the course this afternoon at 2 o'clock with Chris Nagel as he will begin the quest to win his first PGA Tour event, Doug. And this, I believe, is indeed the weekend.
This is?
Yep.
You say you'll be on the course with him?
No. Michael Wellington will be on the bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They played with Bo Hostler yesterday in the practice round.
Bo Hostler's a cool guy. He seems like he
Oh, you've
gets
played
after
with
it. He's done like videos with some like YouTube golfers, and he seems like a cool guy.
You ever met his mom?
Have I met his mother?
How would I have met his mother?
When he was up
Never
there,
met his mom.
I think at the U.S. Open, when he was like 16. I mean, all they do is pay attention to his mom in the gallery. Hot.
Now, what's that slurping?
A horny guy is thinking about Haas' mom.
How old's Bo Hostler's mom now?
It had to be 15 years ago, so I would guess she's in her 50s.
Oh.
15 years ago, he's only like 27.
Yeah.
Well, he
I
was a
thought
young 12-year-old talent.
I thought it was like 30.
Okay.
Either way, she was
Either way. it doesn't
attractive.
matter.
I think Nagel's got a good pairing or a good threesome today. He's playing with Nick Hardy,
All right.
University of Illinois boy, who's on my team this week.
ILL.
That's why I talked to Mike Small about him.
So you call Mike Small for your DraftKings team?
I asked him a little bit about Nick
He
Hardy.
has to like that.
Yeah, how's Nick hitting it?
I'm definitely glad he answered.
Now this, I don't know what this is, but Harrison's brother Master continues to send it in. How is you guys not talking about Ken's Facebook to learn Creepazoid?
What?
Oh, no. What happened?
I didn't put anything to learn.
Guess I'll dig into that. Probably one of the burner accounts.
There's another word you need to put after Facebook. You can't just put the name Facebook. Ken's Facebook. What the hell does that mean?
I don't think I posted anything to learn on Facebook.
Oh,
So you'll have to tell us what you're talking about.
Well, you would know, I guess.
I would know, but I didn't post anything to learn on Facebook yesterday. I don't believe. I might have responded to one of her posts.
What, the coolest chick I know?
Is that what you said?
I think I deleted that because it wouldn't post a picture. All it posted was a link. And
Yeah, but when you click on the link, it goes to it.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't click
Is this on the fan
link.
page or is this on your?
It's on his personal page. I mean,
see what's doing.
I basically shared what she posted.
And what did she say to you?
I saw her yesterday. I was out smoking before Pepper and Jeannie, and she was coming in for a meeting. And she said, "Stay there. Wait till I park." Then she wanted a selfie with me.
What did that mean?
Well, we were talking. She stopped the car and we were talking. She goes, "Let me go park first, and we'll chat." So then she came back and she said, "I need a selfie." I said, "Okay." She said, "Keep the cigarette in your mouth." So I took a selfie with her, me smoking a cigarette. And then she posted it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think TMA might have shared it.
This was yesterday.
Yeah.
So there was something going on.
No, so I just took what she had, and I just said, "Coolest chick I know." But it just posted Instagram, and it didn't say anything under it. So I just said, "That's stupid." I got rid of it.
Well, it's still up there. It just says "coolest chick I know."
Is it? I deleted it, I thought.
Yeah.
And and then there's a who's Ursula Smiley? Because my God, she's all over your page.
She was peppering them on that cooking show last night.
Show.
I saw
And then I see Jackson's there. Nice dollop, boy.
Oh.
You were scooping sour cream. I
And
felt like it
Cletus
was right
says
to
picking
say.
the range at Normandy. Is this what goes on during your cooking show?
I don't
Non-stop action.
I'm busy.
Ursula Smiley is heavily involved, whoever she is.
She's my Hito friend.
Hello, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I was commenting on her boobs yesterday.
What?
Yeah, I miss a lot of comments because if I'm doing something and people are commenting, I'm not looking. But I think I baked your fish yesterday.
Did you bake it?
You like your fish. You don't like a lot of oil or anything.
No, I don't like oil.
And Wahoo is a very nice fish. So I'll just bake it for Doug.
That's fabulous. Thank you.
So it's going to take like 20 minutes. That's it. The spinach is going to take 10. I put in some Rally's fries, some seasoned fries. I love those fries.
Oh, wow. So you went and got Rally's fries?
Well, I had some. But I love those fries.
Frozen kind?
Yeah. So I said, yeah, I'll make some fries with it too. And those take like 10 minutes. So I waited 10 minutes for the fish to cook. Then I threw in the spinach in the microwave. Then I threw in the fries. And I said, I got time to go talk to you guys. So I went outside, smoked a dart, and chatted. And
time got away from you, didn't it?
Yeah, and I overcooked the fish a little bit.
Ah,
I mean, it's not burnt. It's not burnt because it's baked. It's not burnt, but it's just a little dry for me. But
well,
it didn't ruin it, but it's just. So I was chatting with people.
Like that was the fish before it was
yeah,
put on Iggy's.
It sounded fine until it was butchered.
No, it's not bad. It's just I like mine a little more on the medium side, a little wet.
What noise does a wahoo make in the wild?
Yeah, what does it sound? There it is. There's one right there.
No, I've only
it's in our studio.
I've only caught one, and they're hard to catch.
They fight a lot when you get them in the boat.
They got teeth like barracudas.
Do they?
Yeah.
And Barracuda was sung by Nancy Wilson and Ann Wilson. Was that 78?
Barracuda.
I think a little earlier than that, maybe 74.
Is there a particular noise that a wahoo would make?
No, it didn't make any noise.
Plowsy missed that cue.
Well, I did.
Well, that's
playing the
not
hits here?
Thank you. I like the sound.
But
Guys,
it's very
my
good
wife
fish.
just said, who is this guy always talking? He's talking more than the Tim guy you love. Isn't Tim the host? Thanks, that's a recovering alcoholic.
Oh my God. Somebody talked about learn in Facebook. I'm answering the question.
They brought up a creepy Facebook post, and you said, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't post anything. And then we got a long story about your Facebook post.
Well, that's what the point of the thing was Facebook. I didn't post anything. You know, if you don't want me to talk, quit asking questions.
Okay.
I won't
But you
answer.
did post something.
But
you did post something, and
but
it says,
it's
coolest chick I know.
It's something
But
I
then there's just
responded
like a
to
link
her.
Instagram under it.
God, I just shared what she posted.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess it's Learn's story. That's what the link is to.
Yeah.
I don't know
the
where it went.
image of the picture.
I can't get the image. I tried, and it just said share
It's
link.
coolest chick I know.
Yeah, it just said share link. I couldn't just on Instagram, on Facebook, you can just right-click and save the picture. Instagram, you can't save the picture.
Is there anyone in second place of coolest chicks you know?
What's Mount Rushmore?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Okay.
Sorry. Lexi Bell.
I was talking to Doug.
Oh.
I wouldn't poo-poo your question.
No, of course. Jesus. Not your question.
Lisa Ann, obviously. Lisa Ann would be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to think about it.
Lisa Ann, we were texting yesterday, and she is going to start the, Doug, you call it the fantasy football segment. We call it the two-part questions on Friday, August 19th. And she will be with us for about 5 months at 9 o'clock every Friday. Most popular segment on the show.
I'm sure it is.
Two-part questions. And it's nice.
You guys going to play fantasy football again this year?
I think I might. Maybe I'll play season long. I haven't because I've been playing daily fantasy, but we just get it. I mean, golf we don't do well, but in football we get, just like, it's terrible. And football's tough even for people who are good at it.
Yeah.
So I might do season long. I don't know, because it takes a lot of time to build those rosters, and we just get banged.
I love season-long fantasy football.
Yeah, once a week is just about right.
And I just like having one team. Like, I don't like doing multiple leagues.
Yeah,
one
that's the way I do
team.
it, too.
That's my team. I don't like. I have the people I root for, and that's it.
And it gives you a little reason to watch other games that are on TV that you otherwise would have no interest in.
And you put a little sweat on a game. Really nice.
It's a busy season for me, leading up to it. Busy cameo season for me.
Busy cameos.
A lot of people want me to do a cameo announcing their draft order.
What?
Yeah, I did like 20 of them last year.
Announcing their draft order.
Yeah. Drafting first, Tommy, No Balls Johnson, or whatever. They put these nicknames in there, and then they use that for their draft.
I will say, I was once out at, I think maybe Patios or something, and a gentleman approached me who was like my age, and he was like, hey, we just got a cameo from Iggy announcing our fantasy football draft order.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
Can't confirm.
A lot of those last year. So, hit me up on Cameo for your draft order.
Nice.
Huh. I didn't know you were an announcer in such demand.
Well, I mean, I do a lot of cameos, and not lately. It's kind of slowed down.
Happened?
You got a great set of pipes.
I stopped promoting it. It seems like when I promote it, I'll get 2 or 3 requests, and then
Well, there you go. Then promote it.
I'll go like a month without even talking about it. So your draft order, get them in quick.
Why quick? No one knows our draft order yet.
I don't want to be bombarded and have to do like 15 in 3
But you
days.
don't get your draft order until right before the draft. Everyone gets them at the same time.
Well, don't they?
No one has a draft order right now for their fantasy football league.
Why won't they? Just say you're going first, you're going second.
Because
you're
you
going third.
get all the people you get, and then the computer usually does it.
I don't know. I did about 20 of them last year before drafts.
Well, yes, they would be before drafts, but everyone's would probably come up about the same time.
Okay, just send them in if you want them.
Okay.
Kenny Strode on. I think it's Kenny Strode.
Hey, guys, I don't have any live reads for the show, but let me promote my side hustle on the air. Thanks. That's from the ill side. This ill side, Doug was vanquished by Iggy. Was that 13 days ago at Normandy?
Yeah, beat him on 18. Why are you so upset?
He seems to be coming out. He seems to be prairie dogging and about ready to come on out to the public again after his humiliating defeat.
It was a good match. If you want a rematch, let me know.
Oh, another 200?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I have no takers this week, so.
Well, people are afraid of you now.
Some guy that was a 7 wants to play me, and I said, no.
Yes, that's reasonable.
No, I said, I'll play people that are around me. I don't want to get pops. I don't want to have to get pops. Just play straight up.
Okay, well, how are you going to find these people and know that you can trust them?
Well, find me.
Doug, you know where to find them.
Just like
How
sex.
do they find you?
I'll be sitting at home.
How would they find you to challenge you? What's the best way to send in a challenge?
On this show, just text into Tim.
The ill side says, I'll run it back anytime.
All right.
Huh.
Pick a day next week that's not raining.
Yeah, a lot of rain in the forecast next week, Bill.
Is there? Well, boy, we need rain, though.
I'm going to be out of town on Wednesday anyway.
How do you spell fidden?
F-I-N-N-A.
That's
with an
correct. That's how we
apostrophe.
spelled it at St. Louis High.
F-I-N-N-A. I'm finna. And that comes from I'm fixing to?
I believe so.
I'm fixing to be out of town.
That's right. That's right.
It gets down to I'm finna be out of town.
Finna
You
be out
nailed
of
it,
town.
Doug.
Okay.
Finna be out of town. Jennings will be in. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
And then the Plowhawk's out of town, and I guess, Jackson, you're going to be in here?
Yeah, I'll be on the ones and twos.
Nice. Plowhawk's going to Montana.
Maybe Lauren can come in for a day or two.
Excuse me?
Maybe Lauren can come in for a day or two.
But Jay's coming in.
Oh, that would... He would like that. He would have no complaints.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'd be happy to have her. Sure we would.
Jackson?
Huh?
You think she really
not my
wants to come in?
decision. He wants to come in, then by all means. I don't know why, like, Jay being in and Blousy and Tim being out would change the fact that she probably just doesn't want to come home.
I can get up early.
Work another 3 hours.
Yeah,
I forgot Jay was coming in. And with Plowsy leaving, you're going to be in here, so we basically have the whole crew.
Yeah, we'll be locked, stocked, and loaded.
Good morning. I have a lot to say about Pepper and Genie.
What?
It's from Mr. Licks.
Go ahead.
Okay.
This guy.
I knew he wouldn't like yesterday's.
What was the issue with yesterday's sode?
Our favorite foods.
Oh, brother.
We did a foodie segment.
We just reached into the grab bag and...
Favorite foods. A lot of research went into that one, I bet.
It still doesn't beat how to beat the heat in the summer.
yeah.
It's news you can use.
Where else are you going to get those things?
I mean, we can't talk about sex all episode, like every
Right.
episode.
You guys should like rank things.
Oh, I don't know if we're good at Mount Rushmores.
What's wrong with foodie?
I have no
I
issue
agree.
with it.
It's just
I got
not
no
very
beef.
Mr. Licks didn't. I guess
Not
Mr.
you,
Licks might not
Licks.
have liked it.
Oh. Well,
I don't know what Mr. Licks just said. He has some things to talk about with regards to Pepper and Genie. So call in,
well, call in.
636-9004-TMA.
Look, we got to
He's
do
a
5
Pepper
of
and
these a
Genie
week.
critic.
We got to do 5 of these a week.
Right.
You know, there's going to be some that you may not like.
Well, a lot of radio people do 5 days a week, and they go 2-3 hours, and they never get around to what's your favorite.
And I love how instead of we get to do this 5
Yeah,
days a
you
week, we have to.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite food? I'll bite.
I don't remember.
For heaven's sakes.
I honestly don't remember either.
I think I said chicken and dumplings for
Yeah.
favorite comfort food. Other than that, I don't remember what I talked about.
Dumplings.
We
We
absolutely
really
killed that episode.
Well, Lick seems to know what we talked about. Why don't you call in and refresh our memory?
Oh. I don't think I've ever ordered chicken and dumplings. I don't even know what a
Either
dumpling
have I.
is. It's just a piece of pasta, like.
No, I'll never order chicken and dumplings because they just usually just take pieces of biscuit and throw it in a pot.
Call it a dumpling.
Yeah, I make them. If I don't make them from scratch, there's ones they sell at Schnucks called Reams. And they also make egg noodles, but they make flat dumplings that are good, but they take an hour and 15 minutes to cook. If you do them from scratch, it take like 10 minutes.
Well.
But they're a pain in the ass to make.
Yeah, I'm not that interested in dumplings.
Well, I am. That was my answer.
Okay.
You weren't on.
I guess
the
it
thing
was a
yesterday.
pretty hot topic after all.
Well, thanks for the download, Licks.
Did you have an equally controversial take, Plowsy?
I think I said I like lasagna.
Okay.
How many layers you like in the lasagna, boy?
I like 2 layers of noodles, 3 layers of cheese, 2 sauce, and then meat. 2 layers.
It really matters whether it's 2 or 3?
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't affect the taste, does it?
Taste me.
Texture.
Taste me.
I think at Charlie G's they give you 7 layers.
Kurt Cobain.
Okay. I've never had bad lasagna. Any lasagna seems pretty good to me. Of course, I'm not particular. I eat anything that's put in front of me.
How about my ass?
No. No.
Domes or dirt stars?
That's right. This Saturday at St. Gabriel's University at the corner of Tam and Nottingham. How do you do?
It's
Salt
a
and smoke will
university
be
now. There's a lot of kids go right from 8th grade right into university.
That's
At that
correct.
point, just skip high school completely. They're so well
That's
educated.
exactly right. Salt and Smoke BBQ.com is where you can get Tom's delicious treats. Sweet Mother of Mercy is that Salt and Smoke good, and you're going to get it on Saturday night at St. Gabriel's. Get your tickets at TMASTL.com right now. You can get 1 ticket, 2 tickets, 3 tickets. You can buy a whole table, 8 tickets. It's $50. That includes all of your urban chestnut. Includes all of your Uncle Leo's pizza and a bottle of effing vodka. Plus, you're hanging out with us on Saturday night. Doors open at 6:30. That's when food starts getting served. Trivia starts at 7:30. And Plowhawk is hosting Domes or Dirt Stars. There's a 50-50. The money raised from Domes or Dirt Stars goes straight to Friends of Kids with Cancer. Portions of the proceeds from the evening go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. Portions of the 50-50 go to, I guess all the 50-50 goes to St. Gabriel's. TMASTL.com is where you can get your tickets. Salt and Smoke will be there. And my goodness, that brisket. Oh, my goodness, those burnt-end toasted ravioli. Oh, my goodness. The pit beans, oh my goodness, the pulled chicken. And Tom can ship his meat anywhere you have a mouth hole in this country now. SaltandSmokeBBQ.com. Locations at Ballpark Village, the original. Del Mar Loop, South City on Hampton, Central West End. It is SaltandSmokeBBQ.com, the official brisket of TMA. Plowhawk, can you tell me about shaving your shrubs?
Oh.
Yeah, Manscaped. I think I'm going to bring a couple Manscapes to the trivia night. Maybe we'll maybe we'll have a little fun activity to where
shave people?
No, I don't know if
Freshly
St. Dave's-
shorn trivia participants.
Set up a little shave station.
That would be so fun. I would have to probably pass that up the chain of command before I just set up a table and a shave station right there. In a,
That's another email to the Monsignor, it sounds like.
Get a barber chair.
Yeah, tag Monsignor with Tommy and Jesse in it.
A couple questions for you, sir.
No, but back to it. Yeah, I'm going to bring a couple Manscapes out there. Really show you exactly what the Lawnmower 4.0, what the crop shaver, all the the exfoliating gel, the boxers, everything that comes with just being well manicured down in that nether region.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll do a little demo. Obviously clothed, but I'll bring the products, have people see it. And the great thing is you can just shave all of it, a portion of it. You can design it. There are different head adjusters. You could do it in the shower.
Sure.
It's waterproof. Obviously, I like reverse cowgirl on the tank lid. But the Manscaped, the Lawnmower 4.0 gets your matted tufts. Get that thick portion of it.
Is there a sound that it makes? Okay.
That's a really good one.
That was really nice, really neat.
And then you get that all taken care of, and you think you're done. Doug, you just started because
You've only just begun.
That gooch hair, that gooch hair.
Is that what that song was about?
Carpenters?
Yeah,
Carpenters.
we've only just begun. That was about shaving?
Maybe I won't put that into a video and put that in the background as I do my crop shaver, because you lift that balsa up, and guess what? That's a problem area. It's sensitive. It's not flat.
And they don't have anything at all to treat that.
No, you
either.
got the crop
Well,
shaver.
You do have
You put
something.
that gel on there, and then Doug, just a couple.
Oh.
That take care of it. The crop shaver is absolutely unbelievable. It's a littler version, so you don't have the big bulky thing going under that sensitive area.
Oh.
No nicks, no cuts, no razor burn, no infected hairs, none of that. Smooth, clean shave. Go to manscaped.com, Doug. We got a promo code for you.
What is
TMA.
TMA.
You type in TMA on the promo code, gives you free shipping, as well as 20% off your order. Go to manscaped.com. I think I'll be setting up a little booth this Saturday, or at least showcasing some of the products you will get.
You'll do
and it'll
that.
change your life forever. The woman is just as happy as the man in this scenario.
Yep. Everybody's winning.
Yep.
So
When
would you
Plowhawk
say
shaves you.
You'd say to the men, don't shave between now and Saturday because you'll be giving them a demonstration on how to do it correctly.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You'll be slinging fades.
Yeah, and if you want to show me some pictures of, some issues you're having, maybe
Pictures. Bring your pictures.
So these guts hanging over pubic hair.
Look, I'm a pube consultant, and I really want to, make sure that people are comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah, that's smart. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Well, this is just a little extra bonus now for Saturday night.
And
what else more can you have on a Saturday evening?
We're waiting to hear back from the Monsignor whether you can set up a shaving station.
Yes, I didn't tell them where we're shaving or what.
I would maybe do it across Murdoch. That might be the best move. Or just set it up in front of my parents' house.
Yeah, in the bathroom. Everybody else feels free to use it.
You get a free table by winning the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day the morning after at InsideSTL.com. It's a $464 value.
Yeah, that's a really nice prize.
That is. Thank you to Josh, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air, the official HVAC provider of TMA and Sweet Mother of Mercy. It's going to be hotter than a fire as a hell. If you run into your air conditioning not working, here's what you do. You go to designairservice.com, designairservice.com, Design Air Heating and Cooling, and you are now working with the best in the business, and that's Seth Goldcamp and his service technicians. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Doug is a client, I am a client, and if you run into your air conditioning not working, here is what they will do. You go to designairservice.com, you click book now, and the next thing you know, I would say within a couple of hours, a service tech from Design Air is out there, and they fix it, and you say, oh, thank you very much, and that's how it works. They specialize in the urgency of the situation, and when it's this hot out and the air conditioning is not working, that is the key. Get it fixed ASAP. That's what they do. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. That's why Doug and I are such happy clients. Design Air. Online at designairservice.com. Click book now. The official HVAC provider of TMA and The Tim McKernan Show. She wanted to spice up her unfaithful boyfriend's sex life, and she did so with peppery chili oil.
Chili oil?
Self-crowned spoiled trophy wife, Augusta Hubble. Doug, you know Augusta Hubble?
Isn't she that trophy wife?
She is.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Is now being hailed as, quote, the petty queen of social media after virally revealing that she injected her ex's condoms with habanero oil when she discovered he'd been cheating with her close friend. But the vengeful vixen's wrath didn't stop at peppering the creep's community penis. She also married his dad.
He married his dad. That was a big turn to that story.
Damn.
Quote, that time I caught him cheating with my friend, so I injected habanero oil into his condoms, bragged Hubble. From Houston in the captions of her trending testimonial. He came home like the dog with his tail between his legs, she continued in the text of the video, which fetched more than 64,200 views. I offered to put ice on it and used frozen habanero ice cubes I had made. Oh, my. And while some social media scolders have deemed Hubble's red-hot retribution as a, quote, terrible thing to do, end quote, she feels rightly justified in her PIQUANT payback.
Bequaint?
I love the quote is like 2 words from nobody.
It's all the whole thing is made
Well, it's
up.
essentially media at the moment.
So like she just turned
One
to her
Twitter
friend.
user said, one commenter on TikTok said,
You think she got a hypodermic needle and opened the condoms and unraveled them and shot the oil in there and then put them back so that he didn't know they had been opened.
That's right.
And he didn't notice oil falling out of the condom either. We're supposed to believe all that happened.
Maybe he reuses his condoms.
Yeah.
As a bottom, I don't use a lot of condoms, so I'm not familiar with it. But if but if memory serves from the sound I hear behind me, usually there's an unwrapping process, isn't there?
Yeah, but you
can
can
unwrapping it, or sometimes they're just sitting there with habanero oil.
I think you just reuse them sometimes. People do. I don't know. Not me.
Oh, who reuses a condom?
People trying to save a buck, probably.
Yeah, you can turn it inside out.
Oh, God.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
They call that the Canton condom.
Yeah, and
Why there's so many kids.
they're hard enough to get on, but then you're going to roll that back up with the oil in there and then put it out. It's a complete lie.
To me,
the whole story's
to
made
get
up.
64,000 clicks for you.
the way
And
you
it
do
worked.
it is the hypodermic needle. You just don't have to unwrap it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
You just, I mean, there are girls that are like, athlete chasers that when they have sex, they'll poke a small hole in the condom, to get your payday. So they can just a small prick that barely, I mean, with a hypodermic needle, you can barely see that thing. And it goes into the condom, and then he unwraps it. And, I mean, still, it has to be, like, extra lubricated to, kind of blend in with the juice. But I think the ice cubes is a great idea.
I think it's against the law.
You think she should be prosecuted?
I think so.
Is it going to be awkward when her
dad
husband
testifies?
served the
Yeah,
guy's
I
dad?
think I missed that part of the story where she eventually married the father.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like that was actually a substantial part of the story. She says, I like spicy cocktails, margaritas especially, and always make spicy ice to put in my cocktails. As soon as I opened the freezer and saw the ice, I heard him say in pain, this is what happens when I try to look good for you, babe. His comment caused her to see red. Oh, I was mad. So I took the spicy ice cubes, put them in a face towel, and placed it right on his community penis.
Oh, community?
Well, a face towel, it would take a while for that to seep through a towel.
After a while, he started screaming like a helpless dog, which he is, and he's howling and jumped off the couch. He ran to the bathroom and tried to rinse off his weapon of no destruction, which by this time looked like boiled shrimp. It was all pink and curled up. He said the ice was making it worse. I replied, that's what happened when the ice is working. After failing to fight back tears of joy, Hubble ultimately came clean about her dirty deed. I couldn't stop laughing, and I kept saying, maybe it's your karma. Confess. He caught on and asked me what I had done. I told him, and he confessed to having an affair with that rattlesnake who I thought was my friend, and many others. However, despite his wanton infidelities, Hubble decided to give her beau and their love a second shot.
Okay.
What an idiot for him. Why would you?
Quote, in my defense, he was charming, and he knew how to move those hips, she insisted. Iggy, that's something you have announced you will not be doing
I will not
anymore.
be doing. She won't. She wants nothing to do with me then.
But his hot hips eventually wiggled their way into another woman's bed again.
Oh.
Months later, I caught him cheating again, so I broke it off and decided to leave with my sanity, said Hubble, noting that her chili was over. Quote, no little man-child was going to make me end up on Criminal Minds, and I deserve better. And she found better in his father. Quote, I married his dad. His dad and I just celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary. I just want to give a huge shout-out to my ex, who is now my stepson. Through him, I got to meet the love of my life. So shout-out to my stepson. Mommy and Daddy will be home soon.
None of this is real.
Have we heard from the dad or the boyfriend about any of this?
I think the dad's going to be on Balloon Party.
He's not commenting.
We did hear from an impressed follower who said, "Don't hate the player, hate the game, Queen."
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's a queen or a king on social media.
I guess.
None of these people exist. What would happen if? Because you're playing with a guy's manhood here. I mean, we know the Bobbitt guy got his cut off. That's a little different. But you could have ruined the man for life. I mean, that's assault. What if you caught her cheating, and you took her birth control pills and you put like Tic Tacs in there or something? Then she got pregnant. Then you fessed up. I changed it. I mean, you could go to jail for that. Why can't she go to jail for? I mean, she could have ruined this guy for life.
I don't know.
I think she did the right thing.
She did the right thing?
Yeah.
Sounds like a Pepper and Genie debate's coming.
It does.
Yeah, today we talk about the do's and don'ts of cheating.
Look, you know...
Of punishing
What's
cheating.
appropriate for a cheater?
I think that's appropriate. I mean, nothing happened.
Could have. She said it shriveled up like a shrimp.
Well, yeah, but...
They could have got infected, and it could have damaged his sperm, so he can't ever get a girl pregnant. He can't ever have a kid.
Is habanero sauce so hot that if you just rub it on your skin, all of a sudden you're a shriveled shrimp?
I don't know.
You wouldn't feel good, I'll be honest.
Probably got in the hole.
No.
Yeah, that'd be a rough couple days.
Oh, it'd be longer than a couple of days.
Guys, are you discussing a submission from a Lewis and Clark Community College creative writing class? Thanks, that's from a Newt Bull.
I believe so. I believe so.
Why would you waste a perfectly used condom? The leftover thick boy paste can be used as a base for a nice dry rub park steak. Thanks, that's from Deke Dotem.
Thank you, Deke. That's what I was trying to explain to you.
I just don't know anybody who would use it.
Looks like dried up.
Reuse it.
I think if you use, like, what is it, lambskins? I think they're made to be reused.
I don't know about that.
Tim, what are your thoughts on new starlets Maya Mixon and Lumi Ray? I think they will be future stars. Ryan Reed is also great. I'm not a fan of Spencer Bradley, but she is Spiegler's big new item. Thanks. That's from Josh Bob Bill.
Okay, Josh, stop that.
Spiegler's new item.
Stop it.
I got an email, but
Quit it.
I gotta find the Captain Jack.
Oh, you and Captain Jack are corresponding?
No, I follow him on Twitter, and he said he always puts one out. Everything you wanted to know about Dharma Jones.
I didn't
we're
want
afraid
to know anything
ask.
about her.
Remember that show, Dharma and Greg?
No.
It was with the cute little Jenna Elfman. And she appeared as an angel in Can't Hardly Wait.
Is that right?
It really saved the relationship that was blossoming between Jennifer Love Hewitt and what was the gentleman's name? Kind of was experiencing male pattern baldness even though he was a senior in high school.
Sid Caesar?
Sid Caesar is correct.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like he's just interviewing everybody now.
Who is that?
That's the
Dharma Jones.
Dharma Jones. My longest interview ever. And here's his go-to question.
Who's big for you? What was it?
Maya Mixon's legit. She's kind of got the Brio situation, though, going. I'm sorry, at 22, that's going to be a problem.
Not only his go-to question, but then his response. When did you lose your virginity? Dharma, I was 13. Is there a good story behind it?
Oh, you got scolded real good for asking a similar question.
Yeah, and he asked
real
that,
good.
He asked that question to Mia Khalifa, and she laughed and told him. But I got scolded.
Yes, you did. Real good.
That's his go-to question. I always ask the same question. That's why I vary mine. I mix mine up.
You're a better journalist.
I think I'm a better porn interviewer.
Good
You're
morning,
the
boys.
only two porn interviewers in the United States currently working.
Well, Biff.
Good morning, boys. Having an open marriage helps avoiding these types of problems with habanero in your condoms. Thanks. That's from the Swing Haven board member.
Oh.
There you go. Weren't they open to like meeting you or something a couple weekends ago?
Who's that?
The Swing Haven board member.
No, I said you want to meet for a cocktail or come
He had
on
a
over.
leak in his blow-up doll.
And he never answered.
No, he didn't answer, did he?
Never responded.
She's not real.
No, they did invite
still
me
on
to
that
Kirkwood
camp.
Brewhouse one night and didn't show up.
So they're not real.
But this one, he didn't.
Dude, this is a Becky Wiesberger. Like, it's identical.
No, we
You
met
set
the
up.
guy.
You set
We
up
met the guy.
meets. The guy. The guy may be real, but we have some creeps. This dude is bringing a blow-up doll, or he has one.
Sure.
There's no way it's real because even if you wanted your identity, sealed, we have had proof with other listeners and encounters and
Sure, we have,
then their identities have never been revealed on air or on social media. You've had meetup that didn't show up. This is Becky Wiesberger.
Right.
Like, exactly like
He's a
how it was.
catfish.
No, the difference is we met him, and he's got way
Doug,
too
when
many.
we met
pictures.
him, he was in studio.
We've
Yes,
got
but-
way too many pictures of him and her together. And at first I thought he was just finding another couple and using them. But then we saw him and met him. It is his picture. And all of these pictures he sends is the same girl. So I can't believe he's just using this girl to, hey, I'm going to say that we're married and we're swingers.
So why is he stringing you along?
Yeah, why not go
He's
get
just
a
not
cocktail?
interested.
You don't think they're interested?
No, he's very interested until the meeting actually needed to happen.
Well, it's only
That's
been
Becky
once.
Wiesberger. That's exactly what happened with Becky.
It's only once.
Well, isn't he about half your age?
I didn't ask him how old he was.
But you can tell he's about half your
I would have
age,
said
right?
he's probably 35, 40. Yeah.
So almost half your age. So isn't that
So
a
what?
possible reason why he and his wife aren't interested in hooking up with you?
Well, it wasn't even hooking up. It was just getting drinks, right?
Swingers don't care about age,
Oh, I bet they do.
for the most part.
I bet the 35-year-old swingers care about the age. I'm sure the 65-year-old swingers don't care about the age.
Swinghaven board member is not happy. He says, Plowboy, I've sent in my real names. What else do you need? So shut up.
Oh.
The Swinghaven board member.
Was I on furlough at that point?
Yeah, the Swinghaven board member, the Plowhawk, had a period of time where he was on what we've described as a self-furlough.
Yeah, so I may have not even existed on the show when he was revealing his real name and picture. So for me, it's still a guy that says he has a swinging
This
wife.
girl
but
could be his sister. They take pictures at family reunions.
Well, in bikinis and hugging and
It's a weird relationship.
sitting on his lap.
We just had a gal married her ex-husband's father.
Well, it's not a
Anything's on the table.
It's not a relationship. It's not a relation.
Nah, so I guess I got to do my research. I didn't have that information on hand.
I wouldn't do too much research on it. It's not that important, really.
Would you be swinging with the Swinghaven board member if you guys got together, or would it be like hot wifing? Because
Doug, is that swinging or hot wifing?
What exactly is hot wifing?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Like, there's only 3.
Nobody knows what it is. Then how can we answer that?
No, I think hot wifing is when you have a threesome and the wife.
It's hot.
No,
No.
I knew the answer and I can't think of it. No,
There's a
I would.
hefty build-up, and
I'm
then
not-
top 10 and stress.
I'm not a swinger, so I would just engage with swingers.
So you'd be the unicorn in that scenario.
You're a unicorn?
I'd have to be a female.
Or would you be the bull?
I guess I would be the bull.
What about an Apache?
Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack has issued a statement regarding swinging. If, and he's not saying he is, Doug, he wants to make this clear. It's like
Okay.
when OJ wrote the book, If I Did
If I
It.
did it, yeah. This is how
All
I did it.
hypotheticals of exactly how I...
If we were to join the swinging community, we would 100% care about the age of said partners. Respectfully, thank you. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack.
But you're not a swinger, so you can't answer that question. It's my
So
birthday
he's
in
not
3 days.
qualified.
Yeah, he's not qualified. You're not a swinger. You're just throwing out hypotheticals.
This says a hot wife is typically a woman married to a man, and the other partners that she is allowed to hook up with typically are other men.
So I think in this situation with the Swinghaven board member, she would be hot wifing, or you're hot wifing.
I feel like he has told, which is the reason why I pay attention, that she engages in Doug sapphic play.
Of course she
Wow.
does. Of
So
course she does.
that I don't believe would fall under the umbrella of hot wifing.
No, not if you're with another
What is that
woman.
called? That's just called Trip City.
In a traditional hot wifing scenario, the female partner is actually encouraged by her husband to go out and sleep with other people, explains Claudia Aguirre. So she would know. She would know.
So Iggy, is that a cock?
No, not if he gets permission.
Interesting. Now, if she were doing it behind his back, cuck?
Yeah.
God, I think I'm starting to understand it.
Yeah, without him knowing you're cheating. If he's saying, honey, I want you to go out and find another guy that turns me on, he's giving you permission. There's no...
In this scenario, the husband enjoys the idea of her getting it on with other partners and derives sexual satisfaction from it. The male partner in this dynamic is known as a cuckold.
Ah!
Yeah.
Iggy, what happened?
No.
What happened?
Get this lady on the air.
Claudia Aguirre, get her on. And
Right.
Jackson, if she's available at 10:05, we're not going to talk about Matthew Kachuk.
I think you made that up, the end part of that.
No, look, it's right there.
Right there, Iggy. Claudia Aguirre.
He's not a cuckold if he's letting her do it.
Oh, he
Well,
is.
I
if
think he
he's-
still is. Why wouldn't he be?
Well,
Yeah.
cuckolding is cheating.
Right.
All right, well, he said go out and find it. You're not cheating if your husband gives you permission to go have sex with somebody else.
Yeah, but let's say 2 minutes into it, he stops and goes get a drink of water in the kitchen and then sits behind a potted plant. It may have not
he
started
still
out
gave
as
him
a cuck.
permission.
Yeah, but this is a porn cuck now. He's getting berated.
No. Well, berated, yes. If
Where
she
do people
berates
get
him.
all these potted plants? You go to Home Goods for that?
Yeah, I mean, usually I find them on Facebook Market.
You do? You get them that way?
Get the fake ones, so you don't have to water it.
Swing Haven board member is disputing Iggy's account of their meeting up. Plowboy, I never set up a meeting with Iggy.
Okay.
I just said that we were going to be at a restaurant. It was not a meeting.
See, again, I'm just getting third-party, like...
Well, now you're misremembering.
Uh-oh, here we go, Doug. It's like Roger Clemens on Capitol Hill.
Swope.
Because he said, we're going to be at Kirkwood Brew House tonight for a cocktail. Do you want to join us? So,
Wow. Well, I would consider that, if that is accurate, I would consider that a meeting.
Yeah. And it wasn't, we're going to be at a restaurant, and I just showed up. You said we're going to be at Kirkwood Brew House. Come up and have a drink. I went up there, and you weren't there, so.
And again, this is not against Swing Haven board member, but if I can bring up, we've been bamboozled a lot on this show.
We have been.
We have a scenario right now.
With a Manti Te'o of morning radio.
A guy who has a 5-star smoke show wife, swings anytime he wants, and she loves sapphic play. I mean, that just, it's Harvard Medical School working at
Becky.
Wash U type scenario. Not saying he isn't real, but I was furloughed at the time of these invites and...
You have your doubts.
Revealing proof.
Well,
I'm
it's a little
saying
bit
this
different.
story seems like a unicorn type story.
No, it's a little bit different. I mean, Becky Wiesberger was fake all through. We never even saw her. She was using a picture of some C-list actress as her profile picture. At least we know they're both real. Now, he may be lying about being a swinger, but that's just, he's lying. He's not catfishing anybody. He's just trying to boast about we swing.
But there
we
is
do
a
this.
dispute as to whether or not he invited you to have a drink with him. He says that did not happen.
Well, believe what you want, buddy.
Oh, boy.
No, don't call him buddy.
Now it's getting real.
No, that was the case, and I went up there, and luckily there were a couple of listeners up there, so I said I had a drink with them, but you didn't show up.
No offense to Iggy, but I believe Swing Haven board member over him every day, all day. That's in the Holly Hills also.
Oh, go ahead. I don't care who you believe, buddy. And it's like, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah. Ancient history at this point.
Yeah, he can't remember his lies.
Iggy, could I buy you a coffee at the Frontenac Starbucks? And while we're meeting, we could workshop on how to improve pepperoncini. Thanks. That's from Mr. Licks.
Oh.
I'm having a coffee Saturday morning with my buddy Mark Kurtz. If you want to join us.
Mark Curtis used to do sports at Channel 2.
Yeah, now he's news in Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Mark Kurtz. Went to high school and grade school with Mark.
Wasn't the Starbucks on Frontenac where everybody went and fought?
And fought?
Remember there were listeners at
There
one
was
point
a
that like,
Starbucks.
was setting up
I
like
feel
a
like
fight?
Jimmy the Bull.
That was in Webster.
Yeah, Jimmy the Bull was
Oh.
going to. Starbucks in Frontenac is a hotbed of activity for
the Brio moms.
Yes.
I saw Travis Ford in there
White
the only
Range
time
Rovers.
I was there.
Is that right?
Yeah, hello, Coach. That's who I saw. Yeah.
In a hot, this is Scott's wrinkled ballsack again issuing a statement. In a hot wifing scenario, in my opinion, it is the man allowing himself to become a cuck.
Yes.
And he has to have some sort of fetish as to be cucked. That's just my opinion, though. Thanks. I'm Scott's wrinkled ballsack.
Okay, that's who he is.
What about not being berated, but let's say the guy behind the potted plant or on the Davenport is, I'm going to use my words lightly, is really enjoying himself.
I pick up what you're putting
Okay.
down.
So
Most of 'em
in
are.
that situation, that is a kink
Yeah.
cuck. I mean,
It's like, Doug, that's a kink cuck.
Okay.
because he's not getting berated, but clearly his wife is enjoying the other guy while he's in the background
Is that right?
pleasing himself. You
Okay.
would say. To me, it has that cuck smell to it.
Oh, there's an odor about it?
I just,
You know, I think we have made up the fact that they hide behind potted plants.
You think?
I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't
Where did
really
that come
happen.
from in
I know
the
it doesn't
show?
really happen. Guys
It came
don't go
from
hide.
Fernando Rodney in the bullpen at Coors Field. Any time it would be brought up, I would use that image. It's a wonderful little image.
Yeah,
Plant.
guys
Post it on the
really
fan page
don't.
right now.
They really don't go hide
Well,
behind.
what are they
potted
hiding
plants.
behind?
They're not. They're just sitting there watching.
On a Davenport.
Or whatever's there, a chair. One guy watched me on the side of the bed. I thought I was getting a little close.
Back off, Spielberg.
But they don't go hide. They want to watch. That's the whole point of it. They enjoy it, and the wife enjoys being with somebody else, and the husband watches.
All right, the images this was posted
Well,
on
how
the
does-
TMA fan page.
How does the other guy know that he's not being set up to be murdered?
Well, I don't
That,
think
the
they're just-
husband's okay with this? Really? Okay.
Well-
And then he gets killed, and, well, look what he was doing to my wife.
Well, dudes just, they'll take that chance to have sex.
This is interesting. Little Tommy Tribbins, Doug, and you see him out there right now just driving in circles. I typically see Mr. Licks lurking outside the Frontenac Starbucks with Brooks Brothers sweater vest on, catcalling divorcees from his Hyundai Sonata.
Oh, really?
I don't know what this means, but the total package says Doug is 100% correct.
Well, Doug's reading an article.
Yeah, out of Men's Health magazine.
Yeah, so he's not.
And I was quoting Claudia Aguirre, who is the ultimate authority on this.
Get her on the air, because I'll question her about. He's not a cuck if he wants his wife to do it.
Guys, I wrote in an email of the day about Becky not being real because an Ivy League female in St. Louis would not listen to this show, and he called me a racist on the fan page to continue the hoax. Who is he?
Yeah, again, just vague.
I don't
text.
It's from Stephen Wildwood, though. He's a credible texter, and he leaves mic drops now on 101 ESPN.
And what are you a racist against, Harvard?
Who's he, Stephen Wildwood?
Oh, I guess Santiago was Latina.
Susan Santiago was the image that was used by...
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
And it was a lady behind the Becky Weisberg.
Oh, yeah, she was a lady.
I know her. I know her name. We've been in contact with the authorities before she was even Becky Weisberg.
Oh.
Wonderful. Doug, the police know me when I call at this point. Let's see. Ken, I'll play you for $200. Here's the thing. I don't have a grint or a true handicap, but I play 9 holes every Wednesday at Bear Creek in Wentzville. Yes, Hill Country course. I am an 8 or 9 on 9 holes, and while I know that isn't a true handicap, I can surely submit to you all my rounds out there if you'd like. That's from B Money.
Let's play.
Ah! Another match!
Well, I believe him until they crush me with like shooting a 74. That's fine. You'll take my money, but then I'll call you on the air and say that you're a cheater.
Oh,
wow.
And I don't think you want that, so...
Well, I'd rather have $200.
I would trust...
You can accuse
I would trust you're being honest. I don't know. Bear Creek's it's a hard course.
But now what if a guy goes out and has the round of his life?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm a person...
Well, I can tell if you hit the ball, how you're hitting the ball. I mean, if you're splitting fairways and spinning wedges to 8 feet and knocking in 30 feet putt, it's not the best round of your life. You're a good golfer.
Putting a little sauce on it.
So I can just tell by the way you swing the club. And
Mr. Licks is pissed. He says he's calling and nobody's picking up.
Oh, my God.
You have to let us know if you're calling in, and then if Wednesday day I can put Jackson on alert, and then he can watch the phones.
We're just supposed to know when you get a phone call?
Yeah, like, it doesn't
Boy,
ring.
she
Like
had a touch.
we're on the radio. I have a hot mic right here. The
Yeah,
phone
you
doesn't
do.
ring.
Yeah.
Not right in my face.
Swing Haven board member has issued another statement. Guys, hot wifing is when a married wife goes on a date without the husband. The wife sometimes comes home and tells said husband of the night's details. No potted plant involved. That's from the Swing Haven board member.
yeah, he's right.
That's not a deal breaker.
But the husband gave permission.
Jackson says he's out on that.
If there's no potted plant, what's the fun in all
What do these people have against agronomy?
Mr. Smith has issued a statement. Everybody's issuing statements.
Okay.
I let my wife go bang by herself all the time, but we've vetted anybody she's played with first. That's from Mr. Smith.
They vet them.
Now,
How would you do that?
Is that like an interview process?
You get on a Zoom? Hey,
sit down.
honey, we have a Zoom at 1.
Do a cheek swab to make sure they're not in the system?
Or they sit down in the rumpus room and you have a lemonade and talk about it?
What do you go with, Country Time? That's
I
what those
would.
Country Time commercials were all
Yeah.
about. It was vetting.
And when you set it up, and let's say you're meeting at someone's place, are they, like, do they buy snacks? Like,
Probably not.
do they immediately bang?
You probably put out a crudité.
You probably talk for a while, have a drink.
Have
or
a
something.
charcuterie board?
Yeah.
A little
Oh,
glass
I
of
would
wine?
think, yeah, that'd be expected,
A
sure.
little gabagool.
Gabagool has to be in there.
I tried to have a conversation with the Arkansas couple, and she was getting pissed off.
Now, where are these two coming now?
Pardon me?
Who are these two? This Arkansas couple?
Hito.
they didn't want to
Oh,
talk?
Hito. Okay.
Well, I was talking to the husband, and I was talking to her, and I said, oh, I got some great music I want to put on. This is like after 15 minutes of talking, and I was staying like 2 doors down from him.
Nice.
So I said, we're on the nude side, obviously, so I don't have clothes on.
Oh.
And I said, oh, I got this great CD I want to play while we're doing it. I said, stop with the music. I don't care about the music. Lay down. Give it to me.
Clip that off.
She was getting upset. She just wanted to
Who was
start,
a
and I was
snippy
talking
gal?
about music.
You were dusting off the Victrolia.
Doug's Glue Guzzler is frustrated with the show. He says, y'all are a bunch of prudes. Get with the times. That's from Doug's Glue Guzzler. Of course, his wife's on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for
Doug's going to
swinging.
call in. I don't know if you'll be able to beat Mr. Licks to the phone lines.
Phone lines are bone dry. So.
Steve Schmidt, Kiev, North County phone lines. Tell us how we're prudes.
We're prudes. I'm all for swinging.
A successful Huntley guy listens to this show and texts him more than any other person on the show.
Well, he's
Something's
retired.
not
He's
right
already
about
made
this
his
guy
money.
either.
Yeah.
Isn't he 28 or something?
Oh, of course.
DGG?
28.
No, Mr. Licks.
No way.
You think Mr. Licks is older?
I bet he's like in his mid-40s. Maybe even older. But he probably wears it well. If he's in Huntley, he's probably in good shape.
Or do you think he's on human
He's
growth hormone?
not in Huntley. He's not.
Where do you think he is?
Spanish Lake.
And,
Everybody's in Spanish Lake.
and drives for Gray Eagle.
Right.
That's not a bad job.
No, hell no. I'm just saying, we heard the semi.
Right.
We have a bunch of people saying they're calling in, but
Yeah, there's
not,
it's
it's
like a new thing.
Tim, do you think the Lisa lady from Balloon Party listens to TMA? She has a great voice, ASMR. She does, and she says she's 60, and she sounded like she was in her late 20s. That was a big surprise. I doubt she is a TMA listener. I don't think there are a lot of 101 listeners who go, good, it's 7 o'clock, let me tune in. I don't think that's the way that it works. I do think we have some TMA listeners who go over there just essentially to sabotage our program. That, I think, is what Hugh from Marlboro is becoming. And now Stephen Wildwood's leaving. Mic drops. He held John Mazalek accountable and screamed, and he got major approval yesterday in the text line. Let's see. Mr. Licks, Doug, is now on the Steve Schmidt key of North County.
Line one.
Okay. All right. Hello, Licks.
No hurry.
Hey, Doug. Hey, guys. Mr. Licks, Ledoux, 7 Figures. Enjoying the show this morning. Iggy, are you still in the studio?
Yeah, buddy.
He's here.
It's not break time.
You definitely sandbagged the hell out of Steve in Ballpark Village the other week.
I sandbagged him? I shot 96.
Well, isn't earlier this year you weird brag, but you bragged about how you shoot 92, 93, 94. You never shoot higher than that?
No, I said I'm usually shoot around 91, 92.
Okay.
So I shot worse than that. How am I sandbagging?
Steve shoots 50 to 55, he said, which would be like 100 to 110. So we're talking about a potential 20-stroke difference. And you were acting like an honest man, playing him straight up, trying to make it fair.
He's the one I want to play straight up. He said I usually shoot about 50 for 9 holes.
Yeah.
He said I only play 9 holes.
Nice, but he's too nice of a guy to really care. So.
Well, he is a nice guy. What are you butting in for? You didn't play the match.
Oh, come on now. It's took an angry tone.
He is a nice guy.
Hey, can I explain how downloads work to you, Iggy?
Oh, what works?
Downloads.
If you like, I don't really care about downloads. I don't even believe I brought it up, but go ahead.
You've been like Francesa. No.
Well, when people, by the way, you can't hear the drops when you call in.
I know that.
Well, nobody calls in, so it's not much of a big deal.
If I put your over the, it's something to
Don't
do with
explain to him.
the
Who
button.
cares?
It'll have a lot of reverb. It'll be bad for both parties. So that's why, Mr. Luke.
Thank you, Plowsy. Thank you.
Gotcha.
So, Iggy, when someone asks you how PNG is doing, you always say, well, I don't know. I haven't checked the downloads. I see how we're doing. Well, it's irrelevant, okay? Jackson set it up in such a way that if you're subscribed to TMA for podcasts, Pepper and Genie gets automatically downloaded on your phone, okay? I don't have a choice whether I want to listen to it or not. It's essentially like spamware. I can't even get it off my damn phone.
That's right, scrub.
So when segment 3 ends, I get catapulted into, how to relax on the weekend instead of segment 1 the next day.
Well, you don't have to listen to it.
No, you don't.
Just because it downloads doesn't mean it automatically plays in your ear.
Rack them up.
I hope sponsors know that when you go to sell this thing that, we don't have a choice,
Oh,
yeah.
Really, Woodward and
We
Bernstein have
realize
the Licks.
there's not going to be a lot of sponsors.
What a dig you found there.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna sell it. You have no choice. You want in? What do you care? I really don't care about the downloads.
Oh.
I'm sure our salespeople do, but I don't know how it works.
No, I don't.
And you telling me how it works still doesn't understand. I still don't understand it.
Somebody's phone ringing?
Yeah,
Hey, Doug.
phone's ringing.
I got it on vibrate. What do you want me to do?
I can feel it over here.
All right. Anything else? I mean, my
All right,
God,
you done,
this is the
Lex?
worst call in the history of the show.
Is Doug there?
I'm here, yeah.
You were the best thing to ever happen to Pepper and Genie.
Yeah, he
Well, I was
for
only
one
on there
second.
for a few brief seconds when I scolded the two of them.
It was the best few seconds of the show's history.
Why do you continue to listen if you just bitch about it every time we do one? You don't have to listen. Nobody's forcing you to click it.
Do you think the other Hubbard shows talk about using the office bathrooms on a daily basis like you guys do?
No.
Oh, and I ran into
But we're on
Cassie this
HT2,
morning.
baby.
You ran into what?
I ran into the girl this morning.
Casey?
Oh, no.
She just passed her studio here a second
And she
ago.
was in. I came here extra early this morning, and she was in Jackson's booth with the lights off.
Uh-oh.
So I didn't see anybody in there when I was walking past.
No, you couldn't have.
And I walked in there and I basically bumped into him because I couldn't.
Oh, no.
see
You're going to see her everywhere
I was
now.
like pitch black. And
What'd
she was
you say?
sitting down. I said, "Oopsies." I didn't.
Oopsies.
Gosh.
I had no idea what to say.
What was her response?
There was.
There was no response. I think HR might pull you aside today.
How do you respond to oopsies?
So I just slowly shut the door and.
Yeah, why am I working with a toddler? All he does is crap in the bathroom and stink it up and say,
But I
"Oopsies."
interrupted Mr. Licks. I'm sorry. I had to tell that.
Don't apologize.
Oh, I'm enjoying the show.
Okay. Anything else, Licky?
No, that's all. Quick shout out to DraftKings Kyle, shout out to Kevin Nash, shout out Bryson, shout out Jay. See you guys.
Okay.
I think that was Mr. Licks on the Steve Schmidt Key of North County phone lines. The polarizing caller. He is
Yeah.
either considered the worst caller or the best caller in the show's history
The only
based
one.
on the EDF text inbox responses.
Okay.
Another great one.
All right. Well,
I like how Jackson was the one responsible for Pepper and Genie being downloaded automatically.
It's not, he didn't like.
Now you're getting a little taste of what it's like to be accused of things you have nothing to do with.
Right, and it's not like he found the Holy Grail there. Like, yeah, it's on the podcast feed. It gets downloaded. Nice pull, dummy.
oh, come on.
And we don't have like a graphic for Pepper and Genie.
Why
Like,
not?
if we did, maybe we could create our own network. But like that for one show.
No,
I
it's
don't
the
think
point of it is just to play after segment 3. It's a little port after
the
dinner.
original idea from Tommy Mattern, director of operations here at Hubbard Radio, was to have you guys do a wrap-up show and call it Pepper and Genie. That was the original idea. So therefore, it was put on the back end of the TMA feed by Hubbard, not by Jackson, who, contrary to what Mr. Licks may think, is not all-powerful here at...
I mean, maybe
he's very powerful, don't get me wrong, but not all-powerful.
Maybe we take a Gallup poll if they want us to do the listeners more of a wrap-up show. We can do that, but I think, off the top of our head topics and randomly talking about stuff creates really good, content.
But I think you guys kind of wrap up the show. You've had times where you've talked about things that were talked about on the show, like the home run derby. We talked about that in the show.
Yeah,
Therefore, I call it a wrap-up show.
We try to weave it in. Sometimes we'll have 2 topics, sometimes 3, sometimes just 1. So
You can get rid of it. I don't care.
No.
Next week, can I come on? Next week, can I? Because Tim will be out of town, so I won't be doing balloon party.
Yep.
So
Who's going to be doing balloon party?
I think Randy and Michelle are doing an extra hour next week, and then I think they're splitting it up the week after. I'm not sure about that, but I know.
With like BK and Ferrari are doing?
Right, like 30 minutes apiece. But
I hope Steve leaves his mic drops while we're out.
won't be my problem. But I would love to come on and just for a minute and talk with you boys.
You can just do the show.
Like with you guys?
Well, Plazzi's going to be off.
That's right. It'll be Iggy and Jackson.
Oh, beautiful. Well, what about next week? Plazzi, you'll still be here next week.
I leave a week from tomorrow, so I will do next Friday's show.
All right.
But I will not be there the beginning of August is when I'm out.
Sweet.
So.
I'll come up with some topics.
Okay.
3 hours of this turd's enough. Keep Pepper and Genie original. That's from I Shaved My Balls for This.
I think it's good.
Wrap-up show, no question. That's from the 314. And those are our 2 votes.
You definitely need a logo, though. We need a picture of the Deucius.
All right, it's time to trash Mr. Licks on today's podcast.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we'll wrap up the show by talking about his stupid-ass call.
I am just going to drag that dude for...
Warson Woods Wacko says, Iggy, we took care of that moron daddy Padre. Let's take care of this bag of fluid Mr. Licks. Here's a challenge. Iggy and I will take on Mr. Licks and one of his loser friends. Loser goes away forever. Obviously, Algonquin has to host since Licks' home course is Riverside. Thanks. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. Challenge been issued there, Doug. Iggy, you get to go play Algonquin with the Warson Woods Wacko. You have to play against Mr. Licks and one of his friends.
Does Licks even play golf?
He said he was at St. Louis Country Club a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, this thing with the Huntley thing, he's had too many calls. He has too loud of a vehicle to be super rich. Like, I have an 04 CRV. Trust me, you can feel when you're going 70, and you can also hear. So, like, you know, usually if you're in a nice new whip, those things are silent as the. I mean, you can't hear any of it.
And you don't have the window down. You actually have your air conditioner on.
This dude
is that a poor move to have the window down?
This dude's backing up semis. He's in his. I mean, it sounded like a moped. It was so windy.
Oh.
I don't know if Huntley, and he's always out and about. If I'm loaded and living in Huntley, I'm drinking coffee at 8:30.
Are you really?
Guys, I'm a big Mr. Licks fan. Great call. Iggy was clearly nervous. It's from the White Collar Gangster.
Yeah,
His
I was
calls
really
are
nervous.
funny, though. Inaccurate, but
I was banty for his lying, but I'm not nervous. Why would I be nervous talking to him?
No, it's just putting usually.
When he brought up the Kokomo Joes, that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
It sounded like a bad place to be next to, and none of us even knew what it was.
Guys, my favorite part about Pepper and Genie is that somehow it's 20 decibels quieter than TMA, and my car can barely get loud enough to hear it. That's in the Concord cockpit. How is that possible?
I don't know.
'Cause I record in here, so it's different in terms of how it records in here than Jackson Booth, if I'm not mistaken. But the levels itself are identical to TMA's.
Jackson, do you have any explanation since you control everything here?
Right, yeah.
Am I
the puppet
correct?
master. I said this before, but my booth, when it comes through here, has a processor that levels everything out and boosts it. It's really, really nice. That studio does not, so in post-production, I usually put a little sauce on it, you know.
No.
Put a little sauce on it. I like that.
Sprinkle a little bit of my sweet, sweet editing salt on there.
I think Pepper and Genie should sound.
I listened to it in my car, and it sounds great.
Yeah, I listened to it, and I don't notice. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah.
That's one guy.
Driving a 94 Mitsubishi. That's probably why, but
Mitsubishi.
Guys, Mr. Licks is 100% the porta potty guy. Thanks. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ball.
I don't know. That's a guy that sounds like everybody.
Mr. Licks is in Iggy's kitchen. That's from the 314.
How is he in my kitchen? If a guy
He's
comes on
making
and talks
nervous.
crap and I respond to him, that's in my kitchen, I'll just ignore everybody that calls. Iggy. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Licks has issued a response to the Orson Woods Wacko's offer for a challenge. Doug, what do you call it? Loser leaves town match, and forever is a long time.
Forever is a long, long time.
I like the show too much to risk not being able to participate. I respect the Orson Wood Wacko's challenge, but I respectfully decline. That is from Mr. Licks. So he is declining the challenge.
Well, you can enjoy the show without calling him. Maybe just don't take your calls. How about that?
And don't we have Doug's Glue Guzzler on the line, too?
I'm not positive on that. It's tough for me to answer the phone when my mic's on, so I just put this person on hold.
Warrior stuff.
So this is like a mystery caller.
That's a high-risk play, Doug.
Super high risk.
Figure out a way for Jackson to turn his own mic off. I suggest just unplugging it.
That's a bad idea. I hear where you're coming from, but that could lead to all sorts of problems.
Unplugging a mic?
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily like unplugging a plug. It's like a...
Well, our mics are.
No,
just a plug right there.
The system to it.
Iggy has just unplugged his mic.
Yeah, it's right there.
Now he's plugged it back in.
Yeah, but the sound, if he's potted up, the sound of unplugging and plugging is super noticeable.
Right.
Oh, can we check it out?
Yeah,
Here,
unplug
ready?
it now. You'll be able
All
to
right,
tell.
unplug it now.
I haven't even unplugged it yet.
Well, unplug it.
I'm trying. This is a bad bit.
No, we're fine.
Yeah, so you can
Okay,
hear
We're not gonna.
you
We're
can
not gonna
hear the
do it.
rattling.
So
All right.
maybe the new studios will be able to do that.
Well, his booth is staying the same. I think we're just changing location.
I plugged it back in. Can you hear me?
Yes?
Yeah, but you could still hear so much rattling.
Yeah. Mystery caller's on hold.
Okay.
Doug, do you want to
Mystery
go to our-
guest, sign in, please. That's what they used to do to tell the
Steve
truth.
Schmidt, Kiev, North County phone lines. Finger on the trigger.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back here.
This is the last Quaalude.
Hello, mystery guest.
Hi, this is the last Quaalude calling.
The last Quaalude.
Yes, I mean, just calling it out. Never really thought I had much to say, but after Mr. Leck keeps calling in,
Yeah.
I just figured the bar's been lowered, and I might as well call in and say hi.
Well, we're happy that you called in and said hi. What's on your mind?
You guys always entertain me, so, I don't have much to say, but it's got to be about the same part as Mr. Leck, so I'm just calling. Hi, how you doing?
Oh, we're fine. Well, where are you from, Quaalude?
South County.
Maybe the 714.
Kind of the mid five figure.
Anybody get that?
Either
Mid five figure, done with 50,000 income, is that what?
mid five figures, right?
Okay.
Right there, Mr. Lick's probably think I'm probably boring and not much to say here, but yeah, I figured why not? I'd call in and say hi to you guys because you're my favorites.
Well,
my God, Doug. Wonderful sentiment. Yeah, what a great call. That's what the Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone lines are for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your...
Ziggy. I can't do that anymore.
What's that?
Just not in my business. But the good thing about Mr. Lick, he knows when he runs out of steam and he kind of hangs up. So I'm going to do that for you guys. Enjoy it. Keep doing God's work.
All right.
Hey, thanks,
It is a religious program.
The last Quaalude.
Thank you.
I actually like that call.
Well, it's nice to hear from Quaalude, Jay.
Great call, idiot. That's Rob McClanahan.
Oh, come on.
You
My
know,
friends
up.
call me
You
rude.
know the listeners are going to hate it.
Sounds like he was speaking Latin there for a second.
Fine call.
You wanted to say how much you like this. I respect that.
Right. It's a fine call.
Guys, this guy sucks. He sounds like a guy that always wears a tucked-in polo with super skinny arms, and the rest of him looks like a bag of milk. It's from Dave with the cauliflower. Doug, the listeners can really pick up reads.
I didn't get that sense.
Now we know what he looks like?
No.
Please don't take any money calls from this South County poor. That's from Dave in Maryland High.
Well, he admitted he was a mid-five figure.
Mid-five figures only. Yeah.
I like the honesty.
I retract any vitriol about Mr. Lick's last Quaalude. You are the worst caller in the history of the show. Take an eternal dive into the river. That's from Little Tommy Triven.
Gosh, we wonder why no one calls. He just called to say hello. Ours has always been the type of program where friends feel they can drop in at any time.
Great call. Your South County Cricket wireless phone is coming in loud and clear. That's from Danny Tanner.
What was wrong with his call? He was
Nothing.
just straight into the point and
Right.
gone. That was it. Nobody wants to bash Licks for that piece of crap call.
Right.
Mr. Licks absolutely gets bashed, but some of the listeners enjoy his work, too. He's a polarizing figure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I enjoyed the call.
This clown sucks. It's from the White Collar Gangster.
Gosh, he'll never call in again.
I mean, there wasn't much substance to it, but it was.
We found out his income,
It
where he was from.
It wasn't a bad call. We're doing God's work according to him.
I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. This is the Munganess 7 o'clock hour. It's 8:34. Munganess, stlouisacura.com, and altontoyota.com is where you can find the great Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, and Peter Munganess. Work with them. Doug, you do. Tell me what you like about Munganess, if you would.
Oh, how about everything?
Wow, wow, and wow.
I especially like the cars. Man, they've got some great cars. They've had me drive some Acuras, the MDX, the RDX, the TLX, a couple of Toyotas, that minivan, and now the Toyota Highlander, and they're all just fantastic cars. This Highlander that they've lent me right now is a hybrid, gets like 35 miles a gallon. It's big. It's got a third-row back seat. It's comfortable. It doesn't even make it sound. You can hardly tell when the car's on. It's just a fantastic car. I would highly recommend the Highlander.
Yeah, there
if you
you
guys
go.
have ever driven one.
You can get it at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, you can get your car repaired, maintained at Munganess. stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour and the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown, the official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Don't forget, you want to hang out on Saturday night with us? Great. We're going to be doing it at St. Gabriel's for TMA Trivia Night as we partner with Friends of Kids with Cancer. Get your tables or just one ticket. Hell, you can do either one. TMASTL.com. You get all your salt and smoke. You get all your Uncle Leo's. You get all of your beer from Urban Chestnut, and you get a bottle of vodka per table at St. Gabriel's. Doors open at 6:30. Doug, Iggy, the Plowhawk, Jackson, and myself will all be there. Buck Swope is going to be there. I hope he's wearing the green jacket.
Yeah.
It is going to be, I think Cal Kennedy is going to be there.
Oh.
He will sign autographs. I mean, how many people have won more city-county championships than Cal Kennedy?
It's hard to judge, really, because he just prints them up. He's got a sewing machine in his house. He just
we are
makes
going
the
to be
banners.
sued.
Just makes them.
So it's all happening, and it's essentially a cheap night out with portions of the proceeds going to Friends of Kids with Cancer. And don't forget, we have some games going on throughout the course of the evening, and this will allow for you to play Domes or Dirt Stars. $1 per person per round. We'll do 2 rounds. After round 3 and after round 7, it's hosted by the Plowhawk. It's like heads or tails if you go to trivia nights, except this is called Domes or Dirt Stars.
Don't you think everyone's gonna go for the Dirt Star just so they can say, I'm a Dirt Star?
Game Board's fallacy. Just stick with one.
That's the play, you think?
Yeah, I mean, the odds don't change whether the coin flips heads or tails the last time.
The winner gets half, and Friends of Kids with Cancer gets the other half, 50-50. That'll go to St. Gabriel's. One raffle ticket for $5, 5 for $20, and then you get a wingspan for $40, and then mulligans, 5 for $20. That's 4 people from the table paying $5 each, so it'll be easy to divvy up, even though if you're not sitting with people you know, and the proceeds go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. And remember, bring cash. Got to bring cash on Saturday night for this stuff. All right? Cash.
Debit cards
no,
are welcome.
Just cash.
Okay.
Cash money comes in large amounts.
All right.
So there you go. It's Saturday night. Get your tickets right now at tmastl.com. Bring your significant other. It's not like it's some stag event. And just hang out. We're just going to be hanging out and having booze and good food. Uncle Leo's and Salt and Smoke. What else could you ask for? And don't forget, this week, Friday night is pizza night, Uncle Leo's. And portions their proceeds, when you say you want the TMA deal, are going to Friends of Kids with Cancer. So there you go. There it is. We'll close out the Mung & Ass, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour at 8:37. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
And now the Pepper and Genie Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepper and Genie.
Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Ryan Kelly, and I can tell you firsthand that I have refinanced, and I've gotten pre-approved with the HomeLoanExpert.com, and it is fast and it is easy, but Ryan, it's even faster now. You're offering a guarantee with how fast you guys can do it?
We don't mess around. Like, we work hard and we're fast, and we take our job to our clients extremely serious. You know, that customer experience, we're always looking for ways to improve it. And it was time to come out strong and do something big. And that's why we are excited to launch our new 10-day closing guarantee. That's right, 10-day closing guarantee. Refi or purchase, 10-day closing guarantee. I got to tell you, you know, it's a tough one for operations to swallow and compliance to swallow and everybody else. But I push for the clients. I push hard. And there you go. So if you're thinking about a cash out refinance, now's your shot. If you're going out to buy a house, tell your agent you're ready to close in 10 days or less because you've been pre-approved at thehomeloanexpert.com.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and I still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Remember how life used to be exciting and hold promise for all the good things to come?
I used to work with a pastry chef from Bombay. His name was Mesfin.
Remember waking up on Christmas morning and believing in something?
Now, how that will happen, we haven't yet worked out, but I do believe in it.
Well, that's all gone.
In the air, left field, and gone.
Best you can hope for now is a glass of bourbon and a plate full of ribs to distract you from your impending mortality.
I could use some of that pork, pig boy.
Don't fight it. Salt and Smoke.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
And now the Pepper and Genie Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepper and Genie.
Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie. Pepper and Genie.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Hey, Tim, so we sold out the golf tournament in 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, real passionate audience.
So let's do a trivia night and charge like $85 a person?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, for sure.
Yep, $85. That's the ticket.
You've just heard the stupidest conversation ever. We didn't sell this one out in 3 minutes or even 3 weeks. So here's the new deal. Get single tickets to TMA Trivia Night for $50 or $400 for a table of 8. Hosted by TMA, and it's all about TMA and St. Louis sports. July 23rd at St. Gabriel's. $50 get you beer from Urban Chestnut, food from Salt and Smoke, late night food from Uncle Leo's Pizza, and a whole bunch of trivia. This isn't some weirdo porn star thing. It's just a bunch of food and a bunch of drinks and some sports trivia, so bring the wife. And it's happening at a Catholic grade school. Come on, man. Portion of the proceeds benefit friends of kids with cancer. $50 while supplies last. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
We would never make it. St. Louis Blues ain't here to fake it. Real deal, now it's time to take it. Sharpen up the blades, blood, sweat, and tears over decades. Went from last place in the whole league to the best in the West. Time to dig deep. It's game time, let's light 'em up. Boston Bruins ain't backing up. Media says watch out for Rask. Binnington is up for the task. Load your players with Gloria. I can feel a sense of euphoria. One more round, that's what's up. St. Louis Blues are coming for the cup.
Boom.
St. Louis Blues are coming for the cup.
I'm rolling balls. I'm rolling balls.
49 years in the making. Stanley Cup is ours for the taking. We got this. You can't stop this. From the bottom to the top, we drop hits. Tarasenko, Braden Sheen, Petrangelo. These boys are mean. Thomas setting up the back end scene. Running the ice so fresh, so clean. Sharpen up the blades. Blood, sweat, and tears over decades. Went from last place in the whole league to the best in the West. Time to dig deep. Boston Bruins versus St. Louis Blues. 1970 rematch feud. Stanley Cup Finals going down. Who's the best? Pound for pound. Load your players with Gloria. I can feel a sense of euphoria. One more round. That's what's up. St. Louis Blues are coming for the cup.
I'm rolling balls.
Are you really?
Welcome to our Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. Appliance Discounters. If you're in need of an appliance right away, you won't wait weeks at Appliance Discounters. They have an 80,000 square foot warehouse filled with GE appliances along with other brands. You can't wait weeks when your refrigerator, washer, or dryer go out. Come in to one of their showrooms today and they'll deliver it tomorrow. If you are building or remodeling your home and don't need appliances right away, they can hold them for you. And remember, you can always shop online at theappliancediscounters.com. Big fan of the Bradley family and Appliance Discounters. Great to have them on board here as we broadcast on the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Michelob Ultra is the sponsor of the Fan Page Club Championship, the soon-to-be-announced Lemmings Open, and our studios here. And I got it at 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs.
That's all it is, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
Real nice.
Real nice.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Think about that. Plowhawk, you have the audio from Jeremy Rutherford on with the voice from the Fast Lane yesterday?
Yes, it is on. Give me 2 seconds. I have all of the clips up here. Just kind of let me know which one you want.
Okay, we got a text saying, can't believe that there isn't an article on it in the Post-Dispatch. And I was talking to Doug, and the commercial break, I said, I just went to look for it. I don't see anything, but maybe I'm missing. What you're saying is on the front page or something? Is that what you said? I think there is.
I thought there was one. I thought Rutherford had an article out there.
Well, he doesn't write for the Post-Dispatch, though.
I thought he retweeted it, or
yeah, but he writes for The Athletic.
Oh, gotcha.
So I went and looked, so maybe I'm missing it. But he wrote for The Athletic about it. I mean, I would say, especially at this moment, Cardinals aren't playing, and the Blues might get one of the best players in the league. He's also a hometown guy. Huge story. Am I off on that, or am I overstating it? Is my nurse in? Has anybody seen
No, I haven't seen any nurses.
Okay. Jeremy Rutherford yesterday on the big news regarding Matthew Tkachuk and how this situation has gotten where it has with the Calgary Flames.
The big news is that Matthew Tkachuk has informed the Calgary Flames that he is not going to sign long-term in Calgary, which leads to the speculation that's been going on for months, is that if that were the case, guys, then they would have to trade him. They really don't have a choice in this situation. They just lost Johnny Gaudreau for nothing. They can't do that with Matthew Tkachuk. And so if he's not going to re-sign long-term, which he told them, then they're exploring trades. But as Jamie said earlier, listening to the show, I can confirm that Tkachuk's camp and the Flames are working diligently together. This is a situation where Matthew also wants what's best for Calgary, even though he's eventually going to re-sign with somebody else. So a trade looks imminent, and as far as a timetable, his arbitration case will be heard, will be scheduled in the next couple weeks, and prior to that happening, there should be a trade. So I think we'll see something prior to that arbitration case being heard.
So the Blues situation with this is certainly of great interest, but the issue for the Blues is they're already over the cap. So here's what Rutherford said yesterday in talking on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, what the Blues would need to do.
Hit the lever, Plowsy.
How hard do you think it's going to be for Army to get a deal done with the Flames? Because if there are other teams involved, and we're talking about an elite talent in the NHL who's only 24 years old, there's going to be other teams that are going to mortgage a lot of stuff to get Matthew Tkachuk. How does Doug Armstrong, put himself at the front of the pack?
I think you hit the nail on the head, and I think it's twofold. I think it's a situation where there are going to be so many teams that are probably involved in this in terms of reaching out to the Canucks, to the Flames. However, Matthew's already supplied the Flames with a list, so I think that narrows it down somewhat. So I think the Flames know what they're operating with, but the Blues are definitely on that list, and so Calgary knows that it can move forward, and any trade talks with the St. Louis Blues. Now comes part two of this. It's a situation where it's dollar in, dollar out, and you guys broke it down earlier. What would you have to move out and also appease the Flames? You can't just give them $9 million of players you don't want. If you're talking 10 or 12 players add up to $9 million, it's a situation where you got to make them look at St. Louis and say that's the best offer on the table. So you got to look at some salary in this situation.
There it is. Jeremy Rutherford on the Fast Lane yesterday with the latest on what the Blues would have to do to get Matthew Tkachuk. Doug, what do you think? You think it's going to happen?
Well, it kind of sounds like there's some smoke there, and where there's smoke, there's usually some fire.
I want it to happen. I just don't see it.
Well, I think this is a lot more likely than a Juan Soto deal.
I think
you got a guy who wants to be traded, and apparently we think would love to play for the St. Louis Blues. And you got a Blues team probably willing to have to deal some salary.
But it just has to be a perfect scenario. Like Doug Armstrong had to set up a trade for Tarasenko almost simultaneously as this trade going down to make cap room. And I think either this morning or yesterday they said, obviously Robert Thomas is untouchable, but also Kyrou and Parayko. To me, Kyrou and Parayko are pieces that probably should be included, one or the other or both. I don't know how they work it. But to tell the Flames, hey, we want your best player, even though he's going to walk anyways, but we're not going to give you Kyrou, we're not going to give you Thomas, we're not going to give you Parayko. To me, they're starting out of the gate, in last place in this.
Well, they probably would have to give them Kyrou.
You have to give up Kyrou.
And they would probably want to give them Krug instead of Parayko because Krug makes so much more money.
Yeah, Kyrou just doesn't fit Berube's system. I love him as a player, and I think if he moved to a more offensive system that utilizes speed and, quickness, I think that would be a perfect scenario for him, too.
I agree with the Plowsy take right there, specific to Kyrou. I've just gotten the sense from listening to Berube talk about Kyrou that he just is not a fan.
Yeah.
Takes too many shifts off, doesn't really enjoy defense.
Yeah.
So I could see them certainly moving him. Calgary taking on Tarasenko is a situation, and then with the Blues, that's why I wonder if this needs to be a 3-team deal, and would the Blues be able to unload Krug? So that's it. Doug, I've done, what do you call them, Gallup polls?
I wouldn't call them Gallup polls unless they're done by the George Gallup organization.
Why don't you just call them a Kernan polls and let it get some steam?
Because I'm trying to not build my brand.
Oh, okay.
We'll call them Timmy polls.
Do you expect the St. Louis Blues to trade for Matthew Tkachuk? I posted this 2 hours ago on the Twitter tweets. And right now, 59.9% say yes, they expect the Blues to trade for Matthew Tkachuk. There is an expectation that the Blues, with regards to the Cardinals trading for Juan Soto, 11.8% said yes on that one. And then would you like to see the Blues trade for Matthew Tkachuk if it means trading Tarasenko, Kyrou, and another prospect, which is what Jeremy Rutherford was theorizing At least those players would have to be on the move, not necessarily Tarasenko to Calgary, but possibly. And 77.4% said yes on that. The final number on wanting to see the Cardinals trading for Juan Soto was 70.1%, just to compare and contrast.
Well, you'd be losing a lot of talent if you traded Cairo and Tarasenko.
And also consider you've already lost Perron.
Yeah, that's a lot of
is
offensive talent that you're asking Kachuk to make up for. I don't think he could do that. He's a player you'd certainly want. Nor do I think Calgary would really be interested in Tarasenko. As good as he was this year, he's only got, one more year left?
That's correct.
I think Cairo is a perfect filler because he has the Johnny Gaudreau type of style of play, and they loved him in Calgary, and I think I can see a similar play style with him there.
Yeah, he certainly has the potential to be a 40-goal scorer himself.
Oh, he's 100% going to be a 40-goal scorer. It's just, will it be with the Blues and Berube? And Berube likes two-way players, and Kachuk is one of the best two-way players in the league, too.
Yeah.
So.
And has a little sandpaper in his game.
I like that, Bill.
Yeah.
We've talked about him being a Blue, I think, since the day he was drafted by Calgary.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been discussed.
Well, can you get Brady Kachuk as well?
Who was the one that in the All-Star game put the Blues jersey on? Was that Matthew or Brady? I think it was Matthew.
I think it was.
He looked good in it.
Yeah.
I think you overpay for a guy like this because his name recognition. The whole thing just feels like it'd be a perfect marriage. And so if you do have to give up a little more, they're so good at free agency and drafting.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to replenish whatever they lose. But having Matthew Kachuk there for 8 or 9 years, I think you got to consider maybe
it'd be hard to replace Perron, Tarasenko, and Cairo.
Didn't say that was easy.
Well, you just said they could.
Well, Perron's gone. So, if you want to replace Perron, then do that without trading. That's going to be tough. So you're going to have to trade pieces to replace a guy like Perron. So Perron's out already. You don't.
But it's a lot of offense to replace already.
Yeah,
and if you deal two more top-notch offensive players, you better find somebody who can put the biscuit in the top shelf and Mama hides the peanut butter.
What I was saying was separate trade for Tarasenko. I don't think Calgary could go after Tarasenko. I think Doug Armstrong probably thought about this and probably talked to teams about Tarasenko. So if, you would have to trade Tarasenko right before you trade Matthew Kachuk. I think it'll be two separate trades. I don't think Tarasenko to Calgary is even remotely close to what
I can't believe you could get even equal value for Tarasenko. For a guy who makes $8 million a year and his contract expires in 1 year, who's going to give you a boatload for that?
Well, and last year was a great year for him, but he's just so close to being another injury where he doesn't play the entire year.
Yeah, he's a big risk.
He scored 37, 38 goals. And Kachuk had over 40, I believe.
He
also had 57 assists for 100 points, and he was a plus, 50, 60. So.
Who was a plus 60?
I think Kachuk was a plus 50, 60, something like that.
Was he really?
I think so.
They're a good team, too. That was a good team. Your hopes is that, I guess, sadly, that you try to get Kachuk by trading a lot of picks. I know in NHL it's not really prevalent to trade 3 or 4 first-round picks.
But you would do it for a guy like that.
I wonder if Kachuk is, and I have no idea, of course. So there's speculation on the list includes Dallas, Nashville. Canadian teams are really in a tough spot, by the way. Are you agreeing with me, Plowhawk?
Yeah, it's bad, man.
Yeah, they're in a. It's just guys don't want to play there.
Yeah.
In
Calgary, you have to be vaccinated too, right?
Well, that may be an issue for some, but there's a variety of factors that are contributing to it, and so some of these great players. Gaudreau his family's from Jersey. He said he went and he wrote a letter yesterday. And of course, he was still lit up. It's just like there's no point in trying to communicate because you're still going to get your ass handed to you by people, especially the Calgary fans. You didn't go home. You didn't go to New Jersey. You went to Columbus. But there is a difference between if you do want to be closer to home. Flying probably an hour from Columbus to, Jersey, or flying what I would imagine to be 4 hours from Calgary to New Jersey, and also you're in the United States. And I think also my understanding is, obviously I've never covered a team. I guess when the Blues played the Canucks, that's the only time I've been in a Canadian arena that those players are under such a magnifying glass that for some guys it just becomes really unbearable. And so and then also, there's different elements, whether it be the COVID element or taxes, take your pick.
Some people just don't like Banff.
And Calgary couldn't be any closer to Banff.
Right.
I always thought it was always more the tax thing because it's astronomical.
Well, it just depends on what your thing is. Or in Gaudreau's case, I think his dad had a heart attack and his wife's pregnant, and they just want to kind of settle down. So Calgary's in this spot where they go from, I think, thinking that they were the favorites to get to the Western Conference Final against the Avalanche. They get shipped by the Oilers, and now a month later going, holy crap, we've lost him. We're going to lose Tkachuk. And maybe Matthew Tkachuk is saying, listen, it's the Blues or nobody, but I'm not re-signing here. So you could risk having what you had happen with Johnny Gaudreau. I'll play here, but I'm not signing here long term.
Yeah.
So deal with that.
I wonder if it'd be best for the Blues just to wait one more year.
Yeah, then you got to wonder about that part of it.
Yeah, sign him as a free agent and don't give up 2 or 3 other good players.
Yep.
Yeah, but then now you open the floodgates for 30 teams to get involved.
Well, but if he wants to play here, he's going to be a free agent anyway. Yeah. So even if you trade for him, if you don't sign him, then you're going to have still lost your prospects.
Yeah, but he could get traded before that time runs out. I mean, if you say no, we're off the trade table, we're going to wait till he's a free agent. Imagine him going to Dallas or Nashville and playing playing them in the playoffs every year and playing against a guy that's 24 and the peak of his,
Yeah. Well, he gets to go wherever he wants to go after next year, regardless of if he gets traded somewhere.
I would take Tkachuk over Soto if I had to pick what trade I'd want to go down. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's a tough call, but
the tougher call is, do you wait 1 year and hang on to Kyrou and everybody else you have, wait 1 year, and then sign Tkachuk, and then you still have those guys. And in Kyrou's case, it's going to be, you might have him for another 7 or 8 years if you want him.
Yeah, if you want to go that route, good luck. That's a huge gamble, though, for me.
Don't you have the cap issue at the end of next year, though? If you sign him, you'll have to move some people.
Well, you may have a cap issue every year.
You won't have Tarasenko's money
next year.
JR says he's signing an 8-year deal wherever he's going. Thanks. That's from the 636.
Perfect.
Guys, what do you think of Hockman's column on Juan Soto this morning? I read a column from Hockman. I thought it was yesterday, but maybe it was posted last night. Let's see. Even for a win now splurge, Mo splurge guy like myself. Even for a win now splurge, Mo splurge guy like myself.
What does that mean?
This is the guy who's going to write my book.
No, splurge, Mo splurge, meaning spend money.
You having a treat, bro?
No, I got my mask on, but no, I have like this lemon blueberry loaf.
Don't say loaf.
It's exactly. I'm telling you, it's exactly what it's called on the package.
Doug, if that's what they call it, you got to call it that.
I don't like the word loaf.
I don't either.
Even for a win now splurge, Mo splurge guy like myself, the idea of the Cardinals trading for Juan Soto is a tough one to back. A lot would have to fall into place, and John Mozeliak would have to do an about-face regarding his business model. It would cost decades of team control years and possibly 3 key young guys from the current Cardinals, let alone prospects, too. And if a trade with Washington means also taking on Patrick Corbin, perhaps the worst pitcher in the National League, who still is due nearly $60 million, then you don't make a trade for Soto. If it means giving up Jordan Walker, the number 7 prospect in baseball who's only 20, then you don't make a trade for Soto. A couple of logical non-starters. So if we're talking about trade starters, let's talk about starters. The Cardinals need one. Miles Mikolas and Adam Wainwright are reliable. Beyond that, uneven Dakota Hudson has trended north or south depending on the start. Rookie Andre Palante's already thrown 70 innings. The only time he's ever thrown more than 100 was in his second season in college. And Steven Matz is a question mark, and Jack Flaherty's a question mark. For all the hoopla about the first half, the hard truth is St. Louis isn't in the playoffs if the season ended today, and St. Louis must make the playoffs this season. That means leapfrogging either the Brewers for the NL Central or perhaps the Padres or Phillies for a wild card spot, and that means having starters throw more quality innings so the bullpen isn't as taxed. And therein he arrives at the conclusion that the Cardinals need to get Miami's Pablo Lopez.
Pablo Lopez.
God, low-hanging fruit. Activate.
Hey, calm down, guy.
I mean, it's unbelievable,
Actually,
man.
it's not low. He's got an ERA of under 3, I believe.
Don't make a trade
team.
if you're going to make a trade. And just don't. If you're not going to get Soto, just stop.
You don't think they need pitching?
I mean,
Soto or nobody?
To me, yeah.
What if you need starting pitching?
Oh, I'm going to be disappointed. Trust me, Jackson. I know that going in. And it's 99% not going to happen. But the cost control thing, makes my brain explode.
Oh, it does.
Like, what's more important, winning or having cost control players? You can have both.
Well, for the Cardinals, it's being competitive today and being competitive in the next few years also. That's their business model. For the Cubs, it's win now and blow it up. So take your pick of the model that you want. You've seen what the Cubs have gone through. One championship year and several years around it that have just been horrendous.
How about the Dodgers? They keep trading top prospects, and they keep winning, and they keep replenishing their farm system by drafting. And don't tell me the market. I'm sick and tired of telling you about it. I'm sick and tired of it. They trade
that is irrelevant.
Yeah, but they
discussion. You can't subtract that from the conversation.
But the Cardinals are 12th in payroll. They've been higher in payroll in years past, so they have the ability to spend more. I just don't.
Yeah, they could spend more. I'm sure they could, but more. If you're talking more as in and $500 million for one player, that's a pretty big.
You would have traded our top 5 prospects in 2019 and 2020 for Juan Soto. It doesn't matter the ranking of these prospects because they don't. Carson Kelly was highly ranked. I mean, you have all these guys. Luke Weaver highly ranked. Harrison Bader was 4th in our system. Alex Reyes was number 1. I mean, Delvin Perez, all these guys you would trade in a second for Juan Soto, but 2 years ago you wouldn't because they're top prospects. They don't pan out. You hope that those guys are 2/3 of what Juan Soto is. So I'm sick of cock control. I'm sick of it. If you like the player,
makes
then
you
go
nauseous
get him.
even.
Oh, it's annoying.
I agree with Hoxie. They need pitching.
Well, you can get both. You don't have to pay Juan Soto. You literally do not have to pay Juan Soto $40 million a year. You don't have to. You can make the trade and avoid that contract if you want. That's an option. Because it's not going to be a sign of trade. You can have him for 2 years, and then if you want to go to free agency and test it and you don't want to pay him, don't pay him.
But the 2 years is, I guarantee he's going to probably get $30 million in arbitration next year. He's already making 18. Next year arbitration, probably 30, and then who knows, they have to use it. So the Cardinals are going to pay $60 million for 2 years and give up all these prospects. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. I saw a sports writer the other day. I forgot his name. He said, depending on his outing, he said Frankie Maness is like a done deal with the Cardinals.
Doug Frankie Maness was the son of Bryan Cranston on Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, was he really?
And is his start tonight or was it last night?
Tonight. The A's are back in action.
This guy's got 9 losses, but he's got an ERA of right around 3.
Well, the bigger problem is his shoulder.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's depending on his outing tonight. That's what the Cardinals supposedly are looking at, according to this guy.
Who is this again?
Frankie Montes.
Grantland Rice? Was that the sportscaster? He's a sports writer?
No, I think it was Maury Povich. Shirley Povich, I think.
It's Grantland Rice. For when the one great scorer comes to write against your name, he writes. Not that if you won or lost, but how you played the game.
This guy
Grantland Rice.
Guy also said the Cardinals are in on Noah Syndergaard.
I was going to claim that column, but I don't know. That's from Brian Hedgen.
No, I said I don't remember who wrote it.
No, I don't.
I saw it on Twitter. And it had like 300 comments on it, so it wasn't like he doesn't have any followers. And it wasn't MLB Leaks either.
Welcome to Words Be Hard with Ken Strode. That's from Arbor Day, Doug, your favorite holiday.
Well, I don't follow the Oakland A's very closely.
I love me some Arbor Day.
Well, they send me things for Gobble Bowl every year.
Remind me of the last big contract outfielder that turned a team into a World Series champion. Doug, that's from Scissor Me Timbers.
Mookie Betts.
Oh, I think
they were already there. I think he just made them better.
Well, that guy asked for it, and I gave it to him.
Well, I don't know that he turned them into a contender. They were probably already a contender.
Holiday.
He certainly made them better.
Name a team that's in need of offense and decided to sign a 4th starting pitcher, and how did they make a run? Because honestly, though, Tim made a great point. Look at who they're going to be playing in the playoffs. They're not going to be the Cubs, the Pirates, the Reds, the Marlins, the butt-asses. Look at their offensive production against actual playoff
Stop pounding
teams.
the table.
It's terrible. I mean, right before the All-Star break, they were just miserable offensively. And just to think you're just going to click and turn it around just like that with guys who are hitting, 200, 250, 240.
We got Paulie DeYoung tearing it up in AAA.
Yeah, just like making a trade.
No, he'll be part of a trade.
These are 2 years that you could easily win the division and make a deep run. And Verhagen and McFarland, these are just the butt asses.
Okay, stop it. Stop disparaging our players who are here for the fans and not the money.
Are they trying to sell more season tickets for like Springfield and Memphis? And this the whole game plan?
Oh.
Are they building a new stadium?
The Cardinals already building a new ball.
No, I meant
I
the
haven't
Springfield
heard that.
Cardinals and the Memphis Redbirds.
They've got
Oh,
nice
on par.
stadiums. They got nice new stadiums, both of them. Cardinals own the Memphis franchise. Do they own Springfield too?
I think so.
What's
Ned Reynolds bought it with Johnny Johnson.
No, I was down there when they made the announcement, and Mo came down for the announcement that they were
really
buying the team, I believe.
Carrying a cash machine.
Nightmare on Ken Street has written in and says, "Hey, dopey and dementia, talking off the cuff and saying, I'm pretty sure doesn't make your argument valid. It exposes you for the morons you are."
Well, yeah.
That's from Nightmare on Ken Street.
I didn't like it.
It was.
What do you think of
It
Greg
wasn't-
Amsinger?
it wasn't even an
Of course
opinion.
we're morons.
It wasn't even an
Greg
opinion.
Amsinger.
Oh, he said
No,
Greg
Ben
Bensinger.
Singer. Great guy, but no.
He is. I enjoy his interview program.
He does a lot of research. We don't.
It wasn't an opinion. I'm just telling you something I read.
Yeah.
I'm glad Delvin Perez and
hell?
Alex Reyes were untouchable so we can watch them produce in the major leagues. Oh, wait. Gotcha.
Well,
they
Reyes
didn't
got
because
hurt.
prospects don't turn out that well.
Well, now, to be fair, Plowsy, every player at one point was a prospect. So even Juan Soto at one point was a prospect. So to say that all prospects don't work out would be incorrect.
I didn't say not all prospects work out. I said it's a coin flip. But when you have a solidified 23-year-old and you want these prospects to turn into something like that.
No, I hear you, but I agree. I want Juan Soto, no doubt. But like Jordan Walker might end up being a really, really, really good ball player.
Yep. Or
Well,
he
you
could
don't
be Delvin
know.
Perez. Or
I'm
he could
watching-
be Jake or he could be Plummer. Or Ramsey. There's a ton of first-round picks that we're like, oh, my God.
But
Look
you
at
have
this
to,
stud.
You have to
Right,
believe
but you
your-
have to say the other side, too, of guys who do work out. You can't just present one side.
You have to believe your scouts that they say this is something special. If it doesn't turn out that way, but I'm watching. I watched the first episode of The Captain.
How was
Jeter.
it?
Pretty
What?
good.
Is that right?
I think
yeah,
got
I
the
saw
Derek
it.
Jeter.
I think it's good.
How was it, Doug? You like it?
Yeah, it was good. It's it's look how great Derek Jeter is.
Is that on
type story.
HBO?
ESPN. It's like a
ESPN.
7-part series. I haven't watched it
wait
yet.
for that.
2 and 3 are tonight. They're doing back-to-back episodes tonight.
Oh, they're on?
But even Derek Jeter in the first episode talked about when he was drafted by the Yankees and went down to single A or wherever he was. He said he sucked. He wanted to quit.
He was crying.
Yeah, and he thought,
Has to come home.
I'm not going to make it. And then he said, I got promoted at the end of the year just because there was, I think, another 3 weeks left in that season. They wanted me to get more bats. I was so bad. I made 57 errors my first year in pro ball. He said, I just sucked. I was ready to quit. So if you see a guy like that, say, number one pick, this guy sucks. Look what he turned into. So you don't know.
That's my whole point. You don't know.
Yeah, so you can't say, trade them. They may be good, but we don't know if they're going to be good, so let's get rid of them. They couldn't have to be superstars. So I can see not wanting to get rid of your 4th rank, 5th rank, 7th rank players in your system because you think they're going to be everyday players at some point.
It seems every year there's some high-dollar player out there that we want to see the Cardinals get. If it's not Giancarlo Stanton, who signed for who knows how many hundreds of millions, it's somebody else. Somebody else comes around every single year, and you just can't have them all. They got Arenado, who cost them a pretty penny. Goldschmidt's very expensive for them. And to think that they might get another one to add on that is probably just not realistic.
Yeah, you bring up Stanton and all these guys, and where I understand completely, throw Nelson Cruz in there, or, what have you. But those guys are not 23. Even Giancarlo Stanton, he's not a 5-tool player. Soto is a 5-tool absolute generational talent. And so I think there's a huge difference between even a Giancarlo Stanton, who's fantastic. Nobody even comes close to Juan Soto at age, production, ceiling. This is kind of the unicorn scenario in free agency for baseball. You don't see guys like that.
I got to put a wrap on the discussion just because we have to put a wrap on. No, you don't apologize. I just have to intend to have some semblance of a clock, just because we will have a couple of things coming up. Jackson, you told me Mark Hanna was on hold about a half hour ago.
Oh, no. It's cool. He said, no worries, he'll be on tomorrow.
There's a system they have at 101 where even when I'm talking, Jackson can talk to Mike Ryder, the executive producer in the booth, and we don't have that here.
I think I could.
Oh, really?
I think
well, if
my
you could
mic...
just talk into my headsets.
Yeah, I think my
would
mic
never happen.
has to be off, though. Here, Plowsy, turn my mic off and I'll test it.
Let's see, Doug. Here we're going to find out.
Okay.
Here we go. I heard it. Did that go out over the air?
I didn't hear anything.
No. I didn't hear it, but
I didn't hear a darn thing.
All right, it'll turn. Jack.
Wow.
Here, turn me off one more time.
He just said soft skin.
I didn't hear a darn thing.
See, it personally for Tim.
He can
for me.
pick and choose who he wants to talk to.
Yeah, I could talk to all you boys, and no one else would know about it.
Okay.
Again, the key is mic off, though.
Right, because here, I'll try it again with the mic on.
Okay.
Hi, Tim.
Oh, I hear you.
I heard it.
You heard it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I heard that one.
Well, you can just jump in and say, hey, Marcana's on hold. Asshat. I told you that during the break, and you forgot. And then one of our sponsors just sat there probably for 5 minutes and goes, F these morons.
5 minutes.
I mean, if he's still on hold, then...
No, he had a meeting, but it's all good.
There it is, Doug.
It's like Jay told us the other day. I got a phone call.
Got a phone call. The Illsider really turned it into a banty rooster ever since he fired 3 balls on the road on the back 9. Sweet live staff meeting on the air. Maybe I'll come out and beat the hell out of this guy. You can email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. And don't forget, you are going to get a trivia night table for winning our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Doug, we've decided it's a $464 value. $464 value.
One of the biggest email prizes ever.
Yeah, that's what you get for winning the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That is what you get today for sending in your emails and winning the prize. The thing that I wanted to say with regards to the Soto thing is we don't know what the Cardinals are doing or what they're not doing. The thing that stands out to me, but again, I also should say, I really don't. I listened to the Fast Lane yesterday because I wanted to hear what Rutherford had to say with regards to the Kachuk situation. But we're not all listening in on all these shows or all these stations and reading everything and podcasts. I mean, now you have so many different places. It's not just, radio and the Post-Dispatch. But I get the sense that there isn't a real clamoring from media in St. Louis for the for the Cardinals to get Soto, but there is for the Blues to get Kachuk. And I would tell you that the Cardinals are actually a better position financially to absorb Soto than the Blues are for Kachuk. And yet there is I think, a push locally for Kachuk, and B, a push against the Cardinals getting Soto. And I just don't understand that. But that's just my observation, and maybe I'm off the mark, and maybe there are a bunch of people who are saying the Cardinals should at least pursue conversations with the Nationals. But if anything, I'd say it's the opposite. And yet here's a guy who is one of the premier players in the NHL for a team that is actually over the cap, who fans talk about, man, I hope the Blues get in the playoffs to help Tom Stillman out because we know the Blues don't have a lot of money, and there is an expectation that they wind up and get him. And it's just an odd dynamic. That is my observation, because I don't know what the Cardinals are doing. I don't know what the Blues are doing. But I do know how fans are responding to these two particular conversations. And interestingly enough, the one that is more flush is not expected to go out and acquire a great player, and the one that isn't is expected to.
I think the baseball numbers are so mind-numbing. You talk about Kachuk making $8 million a year, and we go, yeah, okay, that sounds reasonable. And then you got a baseball player $35, $40 million a year. You go, what?
And the total deal is $500 million, and you go, what?
Yeah, you go, you got to be kidding me.
But people are, of course, not aware of what the revenues are, comparatively speaking, and that's certainly a difference. The Illsider says, I would never play you, Tim. I would just be happy to give you my money. Thank you.
Oh, gee, wow.
I'm back on board with the Illsider.
Stop.
There's a moneymaker.
This Venmo me. You're more than welcome to. All right, we got to take a break. Again, you're going to get a trivia night table for winning Design Air's email of the day today. Send them in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour next. This closes out the Appliance Discounter's 8 o'clock hour. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, Tim, so we sold out the golf tournament in 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, real passionate audience.
So let's do a trivia night and charge like $85 a person?
Yeah. It's a no-brainer, for sure.
Yep, $85. That's the ticket.
You've just heard the stupidest conversation ever. We didn't sell this one out in 3 minutes or even 3 weeks. So here's the new deal. Get single tickets to TMA Trivia Night for $50 or $400 for a table of 8. Hosted by TMA, and it's all about TMA and St. Louis sports. July 23rd at St. Gabriel's. $50 get you beer from Urban Chestnut, food from Salt and Smoke, late night food from Uncle Leo's Pizza, and a whole bunch of trivia. This isn't some weirdo porn star thing. It's just a bunch of food and a bunch of drinks and some sports trivia, so bring the wife. And it's happening at a Catholic grade school. Come on, man. Portion of the proceeds benefit Friends of Kids with Cancer. $50 while supplies last. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Doug Vaughn here, along with the home loan expert, Ryan Kelly. Ryan, we've always known that you're the place to go for mortgage. Now we understand that you're going up into the mountains to sing, to kind of do a Hills Are Alive, Sound of Music type of thing. What in the world's going on?
Big one down in South America. I'm taking a team to climb the tallest mountain in South America, over 20,000 feet. We'll be down there for a while raising money for St. Jude. Really excited for that. Have another one coming in Colorado, raising money for Girls on the Run. And we're always looking for additional ways to raise money for other partners. Come join us. Learn more today at keepclimbingfoundation.org.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago, and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
You can get an insurance quote anywhere. Ask yourself, what is my provider doing for me? Do I have to hit prompts? Do I have to deal with chatbots? Am I put on hold? Is it always a different person? Are they local? Are they proactive in the community? Do they represent the #1 provider of auto and home insurance in the U.S.? The James Carlton State Farm team is comprised of individuals right here in your neighborhood. We are out supporting our Blues, Cardinals, Bills, and Tigers. Do something new in 22 and kick the out-of-town companies to the curb. Give us a call or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
You got to be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Yep. Well, you're right. It puts it in perspective, doesn't
Sure
it?
does, yeah. Because I had lost my perspective. And this gives it back to me.
That's correct. The title of this instrumental, of course, is Boof.
Oh. Well, that name seems appropriate for this.
I agree with you.
Imagine banging to this. God.
I would think I would gently make love at that point.
There's no pound here.
So I would move my hips as the strap-on enters me in some kind of synchronicity, Doug, with the strap.
If I can paint a picture, this is playing. A woman walks into Iggy's apartment. He's laying like coffin style naked.
Coffin style, Doug. Is that hot?
Just
It's
arm
not
to
that
its
hot.
side.
It's not hot.
Ready to go and.
When does this play? Does this play after Michael J. Fox, spoiler alert, hits the winning shot in Teen Wolf? Because otherwise, when would this play during?
Is this over the credits, maybe?
I guess so. You know, he turns down the blonde for Boof, the brunette. A lot of stereotypes in 1980s films when you look back on it. And Michael J. Fox, a smaller point guard but dangerous when he became a Wolf, led his team to a stunning win over, was that Mick McCarthy, who he beat? In the
I don't know.
and they allowed Mick McCarthy to stand under the basket as he shot free throws. And the thing that I had a problem with, it was believable that it was believable that a guy could turn into a wolf and then a great basketball player.
Yeah.
What I had a problem with was they allowed Mick McCarthy to stand under the basket while he was shooting a free throw. And then what made the movie just really questionable was the fact that Michael J. Fox was shooting jump shots for his free throws.
Oh, and let me guess. He couldn't make any, so they had to cut just to a shot of the basket, the ball going in the basket.
Well, it bounced around the rim a number of times, kind of like
but
that
you can't
shot.
have one continuous shot to know for sure that the actor made the free throw. That's not possible.
That's correct. Well, it still won Best Picture.
They didn't call lane violations in the 80s, though.
That's correct.
They don't call them now. When was the last time you saw 3 seconds in the lane called?
Jackson?
College, they call it all the time.
They don't call it all the time. They hardly ever call it.
They call everything in college all the time.
Hardly ever does anyone call 3 seconds.
When I would coach and I saw some kid hanging out in the lane too much, you know what I'd say, Doug?
Get out of the lane!
I'd say he's pitching the tent down there.
Oh.
Nice.
Real nice.
Been there.
Yeah.
Hot.
They used to call that. In my day, high school, they called it a lot. And they also called turning the ball over a lot, where you couldn't put your hand below the ball to dribble.
Carrying?
Yeah, now it's perfectly legal. What a difference that makes.
No. Bad take.
No, it makes a
bad take alert.
huge
Jackson's giving out a
difference.
bad take alert.
When you can hold the ball any way you want to hold it, it makes an enormous difference in your ability to control the ball.
I agree, but they don't carry it.
Oh, they carry it all the time. Yes, they do. They most definitely carry it, and they travel. So NBA, there are no traveling rules, apparently.
Bob Cousy couldn't dribble with his left hand.
Yes, he could.
Nope, he couldn't.
But he wasn't allowed to put his hand underneath the ball to make the movements that they do today.
Were they allowed to run in fast motion back
Yes.
then? Didn't look like it.
Why do you hate Bill Russell so darn much?
This is interesting. I didn't know this because how many times have you watched Teen Wolf over the last
0.
week?
I have never seen it.
Me neither.
Why don't we get together? We'll come over. Everybody come to my house tonight, and we'll snuggle up on the couch, and we'll watch it together.
A screening of Teen Wolf.
I'm going to see if I can schedule
a work
Colossus.
retreat.
Anna Marie, I know you're trying to put the 5-month-old to bed and the 4-year-old's running around like he just did a heap of blow. But Doug, Plowhawk, Iggy, Jackson, and I are going to watch Teen Wolf under a blanket. Keep it down up there.
Every 20 minutes, Iggy walks upstairs to go out for a smoke.
The neighbors would love it. It's great for property value. Tim, this song is actually played after the wolf entered Boof's Crud Canal.
Oh, it did not.
Oh, damn.
Stop it.
Crud Canal is a good one.
It isn't. It isn't a good one.
Are we giving away a trivia night table for that?
We might have to.
Just send that same exact thing as an email. Just send that text.
Am I that late? We're doing emails already?
No.
Almost.
No, we're talking about Boof's Crud Canal.
No.
Why were you so late this time?
I think I was pretty much how I always am.
But why?
I smoked a cigarette and I came upstairs.
Did you talk with anybody?
Yeah, Conby.
No, yeah? Which one?
Bert Conby.
In the kitchen, not the one dating Nikki. The other one.
He won't talk to you because he's mad about how you creep on his girlfriend.
No, and then I had to make coffee, so.
Yeah.
Did we play the raspberries?
No, I knew. I didn't have. Well, I played Santana. I didn't have time to play the 15-second ad.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Kind of time constraints here in radio.
Yeah, I get
Got
it.
up here right in time.
Good morning. I got kicked out of St. Gabriel's gym because the friggin' ref let the St. Gabe kid literally stand in the lane the entire possession. I lit that red up, then my wife lit me up. I lit that ref up, then my wife lit me up for getting thrown out of a 6th grade girls basketball game. Thanks. It's from the Horse and Woods Wacko.
Good luck.
No 3-second call?
He's pitching a tent down there, Zebra.
Yeah.
If St. Gabe's is on defense, I think the refs just turn around and watch the crowd.
You attack Fungo, you attack all of us.
Yeah. It's a physical game. When they're playing defense, hey, it's a physical game. I can't call everything. And then when they have the ball, hey, he's all over. He's giving the business down there.
You reach, I teach.
Nice.
CYC ball once. I kept getting 3-second calls, so I didn't really know what it meant. and the coach came out in the middle of the game and just pushed me out of the lane. You can't be in here. Okay.
How old were you?
I don't know, 3rd grade, 4th grade, something like that.
Hey, let's listen to the old hag who grew up shooting into a peach basket tell us about the NBA. Good Lord, these olds. I can't take him or the scalded bratwurst anymore. That's from the Shrewsbury Seed. Scalded bratwurst.
Wait, I thought Iggy, what was the first one?
I guess,
that was me.
Doug watched basketball with a peach basket.
Oh,
Wasn't that what
okay.
Dr. James Naismith used to
Yes,
create
it
the
was.
game in Lawrence, Kansas?
How did they not?
Talking about you? Because I said I don't even think I mentioned NBA.
Yeah. Well, we talk when you're not here. Sometimes we talk about things.
All right, well, then they were talking about you. Normally, when they're
I know
talking
they
about
were.
old man, it's
That's
me.
been acknowledged. Are you on a satellite delay?
Yes. I was saying nowadays in the NBA, they don't call 3 seconds or traveling.
Now,
You used to have to dribble the ball differently. That's just, I'm sorry, it's a fact.
This guy was
peach
talking about
baskets.
6th graders, so it wasn't NBA.
How do they not know to take the bottom off the peach basket? Don't you, after the first time you have to get the ball out of the box, you would think.
Probably not very long after they started. Say, hey, it'd be even better if there
Wouldn't it
wasn't
be
a bottom
after
of
the first shot made? You'll be like, this is really annoying.
And in the early days, apparently it was even okay for a guy to sit up there and try to swat, with an umbrella, and try to swat the balls
That'd
away.
be fun.
That's why
Yeah.
Bill
I
Russell.
could bring guys like me back into the league.
Now, Plaza, you talk about Bill Russell, but you also love Oscar Robertson. They played in the exact same era.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm not saying there wasn't great players in that era. I'm saying there's a lot of overhyped players in that era. But I think Oscar is, he's evergreen. He could play in any era.
You know how I learned to shoot baskets?
No, let's get back to you. Enough about the Big O and Bill Russell. How about you?
We're about the same age, so you might even know this. A lot of the older 2-family flats down in the city, like where my grandparents lived, every room had I think they were called a transom.
I don't know what that is.
It was above the door, and you could open it. And it was like a little window, but it opened.
Yep.
Oh, to get some air in.
We've had one of those.
And
at
they
our
called it a
apartment.
transom.
Transom.
And we would take a rubber ball and try to throw it through the transom. That's how we learned to shoot through.
Well, I wouldn't think that'd help you a lot when it came to shooting basketballs.
No, but it gave you a little hand-eye coordination trying to get it through the transom.
Yeah.
And then it would bounce through and hit the dining room table. And my grandma got mad.
Grandma got mad about that?
Well, yeah, because the ball was rubber and it'd go everywhere.
Yeah.
She didn't yell at us, but she said, "Can you guys go play someplace else? It keeps hitting the dining room table."
Yeah. Well,
yeah, there's my little story.
Like EDF's fire division, I have no segue. EDF's fire division is now testing.
They won't throw you through a transom.
It's maintaining the fire system on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. If you have visibility to your company or place of business's commercial fire alarm panel and system, please email fire@edf-rg.com. They'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. It's engineered, designed facilities, and it's something to think about, just like Fistful of Bourbon. There's a lot of common sense in Western wisdom, like don't squat with your spurs on and always drink upstream from the fan page. And there's also some Western wisdom that's less common, like never steal from a bear, or what you can't make for yourself, or a twink doesn't know his worth until he's eye-to-eye with a rattlesnake holding a toad. I'm sure there's a good lesson in there somewhere, but there's one lesson that is perfectly clear. Fistful of Bourbon is an award-winning blend of 5 straight bourbons and as smooth as a banker on Friday. Get wise and pick up a bottle a day. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by William Grant & Sons, New York, and something to think about. Think about it. Plowhawk, why don't you think about Rankin?
Yeah, you little listeners over there that
You little listener, are you cucking the listeners?
Oh, I'm going to cuck them, all right. No, what we all need to talk about is education. Very overpriced.
Yeah.
A lot of things. A lot of people don't know what they want to do. They go there for 1-2 years, spend 30, 50, 60 grand, and end up, dropping out. There is an alternative to the educational system, and it's getting a technical degree at Rankin Technical College. Since 1907, they have graduated thousands of hardworking pros in the field in automotive, electrical, manufacturing, carpentry, and IT, and it is the best time ever to change careers. You have the ability to do that with Rankin. Quicker, half the price. You graduate quicker. 80% of Rankin students also get financial aid as well. And it's real-world hands-on training, Doug. From day one, they treat you like pros, not students. And 97% of graduates land a job in their field. You have Boeing, you have AB. They're all looking for great technical people that have this background. Go to rankin.edu. Apply for the fall semester. They have 3 locations, Doug: St. Louis, Perryville, and Wentzville.
Okay.
I wish I would have known that back when I was graduating high school. There is an alternative. You should not feel pressured to go to a 4-year university.
What sort of field would you have gone into?
I would have probably gone into carpentry.
Yeah, that sounds like a great skill to have.
I agree with that.
It's a great skill. So go to rankin.edu, sign up for fall semester, do it. It's a great alternative to college.
There's a lot of measuring in carpentry.
Yeah, I just don't have like the skills. Just
well, you don't
flat
have it because you
skills.
didn't go to Rankin.
Exactly.
There you go. See how it comes full circle?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
But you don't have
same
dandruff,
problem.
do you? And that's in the Head and Shoulders commercial. Exactly, because you're using Head and Shoulders.
Oh.
But you don't have dandruff, do you? Why
No.
are you using Head and Shoulders? Because I have Head and Shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't have dandruff.
That's it.
Because the Plowhawk didn't go to Rankin, he doesn't have those skills.
Carpentry skills.
0 skills.
Is that a new sponsor?
Head and Shoulders
Head
is
and
now on
Shoulders?
board.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the sponsor of the Lisa Ann segment.
It's a trade deal.
Yeah, we all have a dandruff situation on the show. We have the Trivia Night table being given away for the Design Air Heating and Cooling prize today. So this is big doings. $464 prize coming up at 10 o'clock. Jackson and I are going to head down the hallway, and we're going to try to do it today. We're going to try to do it.
Come and get your whooping.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of Matthew Kachuk discussion. And Jackson prepares a bounty of questions for me. He does a hell of a job with these questions, and now Stephen Wildwood's active. Leaving mic drops. You can leave mic drops. How do people do it, Jackson?
On the one app.
And I understand we can do that using the TMA app. People can leave mic drops?
Sure.
Doug, how great is that?
That's just great. It's fabulous news.
So what, people just open up the TMA app and leave a mic drop? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so here I'll kind of I'll walk the folks.
I think we're
through
about to see his hog.
Not yet.
Here's a lightsaber. So you go to if you're like in the app, there's in the top left corner there looks like what to be a messaging little icon.
No.
And then you'll go send audio.
No.
And then make sure to give access to your microphone and bada bing bada boom.
Dotem had the Bill, you're touching my belt?
Yeah,
that
that was for 101.
Oh, okay. I thought that was for our audience.
Right. Yeah, you can do that. You can leave us a mic drop.
All right.
Well, they'll be vetted.
Okay.
Stephen Wildwood's on the line. He wants to talk about it.
Oh.
Steve
okay.
Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines. Good morning, Steve.
Hello, Steve. Oh, don't scream at us.
You are a hit with the 101 ESPN Balloon Party listeners.
Yeah, you know what? The first ones I sent were so hacky, I was disappointed in myself because it was like sketches and bits type of stuff. But then I'm back to the I've got one filed for today, and I kind of like it.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes with them. But
what is the theme? Are you attacking the Cardinals again?
well, I'll tease. It's something about the All-Star break.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice. All right, Doug. There it
And
is.
if I can figure out how to make a mic drop, anybody can. I'm technically incompetent. So
You should just name off the top 10 prospects for Cardinals and just name them as untouchable for Soto, and then make up a dumb trade. That would be better.
That's all I have to do is pull up that Cardinals 24/7.
Dude, are you a member of that, Steve?
I am.
It's
What
unbelievable.
goes on that page? I
It's
don't know.
unbelievable.
Is that where you do some work,
It's
Plowhawk?
like-
Oh, yeah.
It's like Blues Lounge. Although, Plowsy, I must say, sometimes your takes are a little off. I love you, boy, but
That's
Love
fine.
you, boy.
you know, it's like going, like if you went to InfoWars to find out information about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, Doug does
That's
that.
what. If you go to the Cardinals 24/7 to find out information about the Cardinals, that's what it's like.
I
It's
think
just ridiculousness.
I love that comparison, by the way. Very accurate.
I like to compliment Jackson.
Okay.
Wow, Doug, what a wonderful.
He is the hardest worker
He
on the
does it.
show.
He does a great job. You know, when he first started, when he would read something, it would sound like he was a hostage reading a ransom note. but now he's smooth as a baby's bottom.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
That's what
Oh,
makes
okay.
him the most eligible bachelor in St. Louis, Stephen Wildwood.
Yeah, let's go over to Milo's and let's get you laid.
Oh, right. Clip that one off. For sure.
Milo's will do it.
Milo's is a sweet spot. Not like this week when it's 100 degrees, it's terrible, except for the inside. But you got a good combination of olds and youngs there.
Have you?
It's not too crazy.
Yeah.
Is that where the bocce is?
Jackson's
Yep.
had Jackson's at that age where he's kind of getting too old for the downtown scene.
Is that right?
Like
At 24, he's too old for it? Really?
Well, I mean, he's at the edge of it because he lives in St. Louis full time now. A lot of the kids that are down here that stay out till 3 in the morning and go to PBR bar and Wheelhouse and all that, they're home for the summer, from college. So I would say that scene is more like 19 to 22. Would you, Jackson? Do you feel older when you go to that?
There's people there, but there's also people there up to 30.
Yeah, creepers.
I stay mostly in Seward. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go to Seward.
I felt
preferably.
old. I felt old in Seward.
That's what I'm saying. It's more fun to
More
go
my
to those
vibe.
type of bars.
I can't like hang. Like if I go to like Wheelhouse, like I have no shot with any women there. The music's too loud, and the guys there are massive. Like what am I supposed to do?
Yep.
Massive.
Yeah, they're like jack dudes.
Yeah, but they got tiny hogs, bro.
They're all down with their penis out. The first form people.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is that I fare better in Seward than I would downtown, and I just like it there better. I just like the vibe there better.
I hear you, but no, it's I would say for your age, it's probably a once a month thing. Like it sounds like a good idea. You guys, bars are closing down, and you're like, oh, it's 1 o'clock. Let's go downtown, and then you get there, and you're like, oh, this is a disappointment. I should have gone home.
Right. Oh, if it's 1 o'clock, I'm most likely sending it back to the Hill. Doubtful to make another run unless I'm really getting after it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make it to the trip. Yeah, well, yeah, especially they spike towards the end, and they don't have any no more scooters downtown either.
Right. Well, scootering to the Hill would be a dangerous move.
Nah, you'd be okay. Just go down Vandeventer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop at White Castle.
On those scooters.
Stop at White Castle.
Those scooters are dangerous. I wiped out on one during the Stanley Cup run. Behind Maggie O'Brien's. It was rough.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to say too. I volunteered to play Iggy without any strokes. It wasn't like he forced me into that. I don't have a handicap, so that's on me.
Yeah.
I knew he was better than me. I was hoping for the best, but we had a great time. We had a great time playing. I rode in the cart with Raby, and then he rode in a cart with Cletus. Although I will say, if you're playing Cletus in 100-degree heat, his pace of play sometimes just owns your soul. It owns you. Like you're standing on the green in direct sunlight, and he's standing over a putt, and you start hallucinating.
Well, do you tell him to hurry it up? Do you tell him to speed it up?
He has a deliberate routine that he has to execute before he hits a shot,
including spitting on his hands.
Yeah, that's just for the manual, though.
Yeah, that makes your butt clench. You're like, oh man. But he drinks. I used my Vivino app, and I took a picture of his wine bottle. That huge wine bottle was $8.99, and literally by the 15th hole, he was better than he was on the first hole when he was sober on the first hole. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Loosened him up.
He's actually a good guy. He's enjoyable to play with aside from the pace of play.
Yeah.
No, we had fun.
Yeah, it was a good time, Iggy. And I mean, $200 to Iggy. I think I can write it off. Are you a 503c technically?
I don't think so.
He lives in Section 8 housing, if that makes a difference.
That's what I was saying. That's what with your income level, I think, in savings, I think I can write that off.
Well, maybe I'm a charity case.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But no, boys, I just wanted to say hi. Love you all.
Oh my God,
I don't think I'll make it to it. I don't think I'll make it to the trivia night because that's a pool day, and I'll probably be passed out by the start of the trivia night.
Oh, my. Okay. Well, we'll miss seeing you then.
Yeah. Well, last night I went to. I'm filled with regret today. I went over. My wife's out of town, so I went over to Carmine's by myself and ate dinner. And on the way home, they have like an ice cream vending machine over in Ballpark Village with Prairie Farms, and I ate 2 drumsticks.
2 of them
on my way home.
Oh, they're so delicious.
Hey,
it's a nice treat, Doug.
Oh, they're so delicious.
$3 a pop.
Oh,
$6. Yeah, but it's a nice little treat if you're in Ballpark Village. You're a little hammered and want to have a little dessert. Go to the vending machine.
There it is.
That Carmine's is a very underrated steakhouse.
I love the place. Plus, they have a bar that's a horseshoe, so you get to see everybody and talk to everybody.
See what it's doing.
Aside from, and downtown is, when it's vacant, it's really bad. But, like, it is lively sometimes. It's very nice with the Cardinals are in town, of course. But like last week, they had a beach body conference here.
Yeah.
There were gals everywhere. I mean, there must have been 10,000 gals down here just running around for this conference. I mean, it was crazy. It was a cool thing to see.
Huh.
But then, like 2 nights later, you have, people having a shootout in the VRBOs over on Wash Ave. So it's a weird deal. The other day, I was at Bruce Chris, and who was sitting next to me?
Who?
Vince Papaglia.
Really?
Vince Papaglia.
The Eagles guy who they made the movie about?
Yeah, the invincible guy. He was right next to us.
Mr.
Mark Wahlberg.
How did you recognize him?
What's that?
How did you recognize him?
He was wearing, well, he was there to do a speech.
Oh.
But he was wearing an Eagles shirt and an Eagles hat. And I was like, that guy looks like him. So I just Googled Invincible, and there he was.
There he was. Okay. Well, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. It was kind of neat. It's just a kind of a weird vibe down here sometimes. But
it's where the stars hang out, that's for sure.
So this convention, was it like a Mary Kay convention when there's like a bunch of pink Chryslers like driving around the city? Or?
No, it's Beachbody.
Oh, gotcha.
It's one of those pyramid scheme type things, but mothers of 3 get into, and they sell it to their friends. But
It's landing close to home for a number of the listeners who have wives who've gotten very active on Facebook recently and talking about all of the success they've had on drinking some juice that's made them feel vibrant and lively again. Oh, God, help us all. Steve, I got to go. I want to talk more, but I look forward to hearing your mic drop on 101 here in 20 minutes.
Love you, boys.
See you.
All right, see you.
Steve and Wildwood. Doug Goad, we have a title sponsor. We do, and his name's Ryan Kelly, and he's online at thehomeloanexpert.com.
He'd like to take care of your mortgage. Mortgage interest rates have started to drop. Get locked in today. The Home Loan Expert rates are a 1/4 point lower than the national average. The Home Loan Expert doesn't just talk lower rates. By golly, they have them. Don't hold off any longer on your cash-out refi either. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com, home of the 10-day closing guarantee. That's really quick turnaround. 10-day closing guarantee takes most lenders up to 3 weeks. Not at the Home Loan Expert. 10 days. Also, great deal for the veterans. If you qualify, the VA loan program is the best option out there. You can buy a house with no money down, cash out refinance up to 100% of your home's appraised value at HeroLoan.com. They will cover your appraisal and can close your VA loan in as little as 10 days. Whether you're refinancing a loan or buying a new home, visit HeroLoan.com. It's the only way to VA, and Ryan Kelly is the only mortgage mortgage broker you will ever need. TheHomeLoanExpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
Hey, if you feel like you're dealing with decreased mental acuity, attention span, and stress that can cause focus issues on even the most simple tasks, or you're feeling like you got some belly fat, feeling bloated, and a lack of lean muscle and tone that used to be easy to get rid of, or maintain muscle, then these might be symptoms of low testosterone, and that's where Mentality can save the day. Check out Mentality today at lowtusa.com. I went out there, got tested. It was very easy. A lot of TMA listeners have gone out there and now understand what we're talking about with regards to it. The normal range for testosterone is large. So if you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at. Come get checked with Mentality. Just go to lowtusa.com. They have a few locations in the St. Louis area. Go to lowtusa.com to find the one nearest you. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restore their ability to perform normally at all levels. Compete at sports like you did years ago. Complete at work. And your career is a competition. You need to have your edge every single day in today's rapidly changing market, so don't let age be an excuse to settle for second place. Go to lowtusa.com and check out Mentality, a wonderful sponsor of TMA. Roger Sweetwood not happy with Steve's call. Steve, St. Louis is a dump. Quit trying to pretend like it's cool. Thanks, Roger Sweetwood. Not happy.
Yeah, he probably lives in some podunk county.
Carmine's is one of the best restaurants left down there. Carmine's and Ruth's Chris. Would that be the two best left? Maybe
there's a Ruth's Chris down there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was in the hotel, right?
Yep.
It's in the hotel.
Yes, sir. Really good.
Tucker's down there, isn't it?
I don't know about that. It could be.
Tim, my dumbass coworker is a part of a Beachbody pyramid scheme, and she is convinced she is changing lives, but she's a walrus. So there's that. That's her Mr. Fong, owner of the dildo shop.
Well, isn't Beachbody just something to...
I never heard of it.
It's something to get the Beachbody look back. So it's not all women with beach bodies. I think the whole point of it is kind of like Jenny Craig type thing. You know,
It's a weight loss thing?
Get your beach body back.
Yeah, but the point still stands. There probably still is like 50 cases of this in the female's garage. That's kind of how these pyramid schemes work. They do back a dump truck full of product and tell them good luck.
And then have the people under you sell, and then you get a piece of what they sell.
Yeah, and
so
if you sell the most, you get a champagne, Chrysler.
Or a trip to St. Louis for the convention.
In July.
No, that's last place.
The heat.
What do you
What
suppose
are we
they all
doing
did?
this year?
What would they
St.
all
Louis.
do?
Oh, nice. When? July. Perfect.
Yeah.
That
A lot
breeze.
happens
We're
down
going
there.
to drive you down I-70 when you land in Lambert, and you'll pull on in.
And when all these people said, what should we do tonight for nightlife? What would you tell them? I guess go to Ballpark Village.
No, walk down the riverfront. Enjoy it.
No, don't do that.
You get that fresh breeze off the Mississippi.
Yeah.
The old man. The old miss.
I couldn't recommend that at all. No. I don't know what you'd tell them. I guess Ballpark Village would be the safest place, right? Would have to be.
Well, why stay downtown? Head inward.
Where's inward?
Cahokia.
Soulard, West End.
Well, those places are probably just as dangerous as downtown.
Del Mar. Go to the Loop.
Fine, go get yourself a hearty cheeseburger in Chesterfield.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't know where to tell a couple of ladies here on a convention where to go in St. Louis for nightlife. I wouldn't know.
Go to South City. There's plenty of bars, restaurants, nightlife out there.
Soulard. Yeah.
Soulard is fine.
Better than downtown?
I just gave you 3.
Yeah.
Mr. Licks has issued a response to the Warson Woods Wacko. Doug, these listeners are at war. Warson Woods Wacko sells Cutco on the weekend. Thanks, Mr. Licks. So there's that.
What's Cutco?
No idea.
I don't know what it is.
It's a knife company that it's... I don't want to say anything.
No. We get our knives from Bertarelli around here.
Hell yeah.
You know what
Damn
happened to me
straight.
yesterday? This is embarrassing.
Damn straight, Doug.
I was having lunch with Marco Bertarelli.
Oh, yeah?
Longtime sponsor. We're at a booth there. He belongs to the Missouri Athletic Club. He had me for lunch there. So I'm sitting there talking to him on the booth, and I'm tapping my foot on the metal base of the table that's between us. Only I'm not tapping on the metal base. I'm tapping on his foot, and I didn't know it.
It's so cute, though.
And he says, are you playing footsie with me? No, I thought I was tapping the table.
He didn't slide you a room card.
What if he would have started tapping back? At that point, do you go, well, let's do it?
I thought I was on the metal table.
Talk about cuts of the week.
Any old guys come out there naked?
No.
I think they make those guys put towels on now.
I think it'd be funny if there was a guy at the bar, single, looking for Strange, and sees that, and then looks at Doug, follows him to his car.
No, this was in the dining room they had there.
Puts a little matchbook in his back pocket.
Well, some of these guys don't care.
What does the matchbook mean?
Well, you write like a little note inside of it.
The matchbook.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of matchbooks anymore.
Should we bring it back?
Right now.
I won't be needing them.
I think Jay will remember this. We got to talk to him when he comes in next week. We were in the card room playing gin, and some guy came out just naked from the shower and just balls hanging to the ground and walked right up to the table. Who's winning, boys?
This is the MAC downtown. I was the one out west.
Gotcha.
Like that.
God, you're tripping on your nuts.
We got to go to the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day because we've got a monster prize here. Giving away a trivia table giveaway for TMA Trivia Night. Partnering with Friends of Kids with Cancer Saturday night. This Saturday night, you can get tickets right now at TMASTL.com. It includes all your Salt and Smoke, all your Uncle Leo's pizza, and all of your Urban Chestnut beer and effing vodka. It's at St. Gabriel's. Doors open at 6:30 on Saturday. You can still get tickets at TMASTL.com with portions of the proceeds going to Friends of Kids with Cancer. Bring cash for all the fun and games with 50-50 and Dirt Stars and Domes.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is big. Jackson, you had a lot of power with the filter file today.
I put in what I think deserves to be in there.
And Young. Really special moment there during the 9 o'clock hour when old man Wrinkles, apropos of nothing, shared with everyone how he learned to shoot a basketball. Yep, Grandpa would hang the hula hoop we fashioned out of driftwood and pigeon feathers from the massive oak tree in our backyard. And we'd sit there chucking apples through it. Yep, it was the start of something special. 7 years later, I was lighting up the scoreboard for my elementary school's JV intramural team at St. Mary Magdalene. Quite the flex there, Boots. Jesus. Thanks, that's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin, a.k.a. ASMR Grant Bemsinger, MLB network analyst, and St. Louis native. Find me on YouTube and click the bell for notifications. I'll be going live with a Whisper Hot Stove show.
Jesus,
man. Next week's trade deadline, so email T. McCurr. Just kidding. Negrill111 at AOL.com to reserve your spot now.
Brian Henshin.
My God. Why don't you just make the end of your emails the email?
Dear Diary, is it true what the Incans say? Doug, is it Incans or Incans? Inca Indians?
Incans.
That threw me off. It's not. It's the first time it's been sent in. That sun really is the best medicine. Is it a healthy dose of vitamin D enough to ignite an appetite for something greater than we know? Gwegui has become something more than a companion and prostate auditor. Not only is he sensitive and caring, but he loves surprises. Yesterday, he took me and his spiritual advisor, Wenzel, out on a fan boat tour of the River de Pere. It was exhilarating. While initially quiet and shy, Wenzel turned out to be a soft-skinned Adonis once he took off his Big Dog's T-shirt and colostomy bag. We anchored out and took a dip in the warm, excrement-laced tributaries, splashing and playing while avoiding those unscrupulous hypodermic needles. Once sufficiently worn and with our bellies full of Hoosier discharge, we decided to get some sun. Our captain, Desire, removed his tankini to reveal a tattoo just below his woolly navel. When asked, he mentioned that it was written in Sanskrit and roughly translates to, "Of course I climax fast. I have fish to catch."
Oh.
It looked precious on him, but made me eager to get Gwegui and Wenzel back to dry land. Marinated man is beyond compare.
Okay.
We docked and paid Desire his required fee of $25 in Coles cash and a hot beef injection. And then we were on our way back to our shared hovel. A few giggles here and there became a round of bowling as Wenzel got water up his nose and sneezed out his Hamburglar-shaped butt plug.
Oh.
Imagine his face when we saw it lying on the ground in all its chocolate glory.
Oh, God.
We got back to the lean-to, looked out our Invisaligns and nibbled on each other until we fell asleep like a human centipede.
Okay.
You have to take out your Invisaligns?
Couldn't hurt.
During sex? Oh.
Can Wenzel make this a throuple? Will I become jealous of his thick, firm fanny patties? Or is this all just a ruse to force myself to get to Kevin and his dangling pork flank? Only time will tell. Until tomorrow, with love, Shrimply Pibbles.
Don't say dangling pork flank. Shrimply Pibbles.
Listen here, Jackie Papers, I'm going to give you one free pass because no one is perfect. But just to try to filter another one of my emails and see what happens, Ledoux boy, if you filter me again, I'm going to sneak into your apartment during one of your soft boy Friday naps and pound your backside just like you pound your keyboard. Yesterday's submission was not vile, but it didn't get through your filter because you think you're better than everyone else. You think you're superior because you have your own studio and your ass looks perfect in those Muggsy shorts. What I wouldn't give to peel those shorts off with my teeth and go to town. But back to the point. I'm trying to catch Shrimply Pibbles for the month of July so I can win tickets to see a slightly above mediocre team competing for the third wild card play underwhelming baseball. I'm sorry for the outburst. Jackson's a sweet prince and the hardest working man on this program. When did that narrative turn up, by the way? Can I push back on that? For the love of God.
Sure.
I'll leave you all with a song that my Vikings cheerleader girlfriend used to sing to me. She taught me everything I know about the game of poker. You got to know when to fold them. Just always fold them. When you get aces, just lay them down. You never play those aces when you're sitting at the table. If other guys go all in, nervously fold. That's from the JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
I have to say, in fairness to Jackson, I don't think I read it yesterday because we're running out of time. So I don't think Jackson filtered yesterday. I don't think.
Let him. It's all good.
Okay. And finally, who, me? Sure, I had a wild streak in my younger days. I'll never forget spring break of 1977. I was a 14-year-old college dropout headed to spring break in December with my buddy Frankie Koch. Now, you may be asking yourself, who the hell is this Frank Koch character, and why haven't we ever heard of him before? Well, Frankie Koch is a guy I've never mentioned in my 10 years as a producer on the show, in which I've name-dropped every person I've ever met in my entire life. But since a couple unverifiable stories have come into question over the last few weeks, I decided to make up a person that doesn't exist to help me validate these foggy, made-up stories. You can think of Frank Koch as my very own personal engineer, Gino. He doesn't exist, but having a specific name makes stories more believable in the minds of you dumbs. Now, anyways, me and Frankie Pepsi loaded into my Buick LeSteam carriage and headed up to Florida for a wild winter spring break in December. Just a couple of teenage college dropouts cruising for hotties in the dead of winter. And there she was, just her mom, and her dad shopping for junior prom dresses at the local dress barn. So I walked up to her and said, "Hey there, kiddo's parents. You ever trusted your cherished daughter with a man who made love to a woman who made love to Greg Bickle?" Once I mentioned Bickle's name, prima nocte went into effect, and her parents basically begged me to have a one-night stand with their daughter. Long story short, I made love to a teenage dance instructor for a Pop Warner football team. Gosh, I could go on. There was another time when I shed my baked exoskeleton inside the owner of a fashionable St. Louis-based apparel company 40 years ago, despite the owners being a couple of SLU grads from the class of 2000. Plus, there was the time I stole the heart of a young starlet after her parents watched me make a pre-made salad at the Shoney's Continental Breakfast Buffet line in Darfur.
Damn.
Back in 1984.
Darfur.
Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about Learn. Thanks. That's from Don Juan Destrode, seducer of women, breaker of chains and laws, cleaner of vomit-filled sinks.
Jesus.
Don Juan Strode.
And that's what we have, is the players are competing for a table at the TMA Trivia Night. Tickets available at TMASTL.com as we partner with Friends of Kids with Cancer. Get 1, get 2, get 8. Hell, I don't care.
It's pretty tight. I don't think Henshin would want a table anyway. He's not...
he's covering the Colts workouts.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's off that week.
I'm going to go with Shrimply Pibbles. That's who I'm going to go with, Shrimply Pibbles.
He got most of it wrong. Although I do remember the first song I danced to with the Minnesota cheerleader was Masquerade by Benson.
Really? George Benson?
I remember that.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Don Juan.
I am going with Shrimply Pibbles. Doug, I thought Shrimply Pibbles was the best one. Yeah. Jackson, do you agree with that? Or you don't?
Oh, it would have been Shrimply all day.
Plowhawk, where were you?
Oh, yeah, Shrimpy.
Shrimpy.
Wow. So I guess we get to meet this dude.
Shrimply Pibbles will be at St. Gabriel's on Saturday night, Doug. It'll be a great moment for the University of St. Gabriel.
How will we know who he is? People wearing name tags?
We'll
People should have to wear name tags.
He'll be at a table all by himself.
Do it to Kevin. Desire.
Yeah, we'll meet to Kevin. Hey, Stratum Structural Systems, when it gets this hot, man, you got foundation issues, go to stratumrepair.com, 314-620-8153, or go online at stratumrepair.com. They will come out and do a free inspection for you. Things to look at, make sure that you keep your grass watered, especially around the foundation, so you do not run into a situation where it pulls away and causes foundation issues. It's stratumrepair.com. They're local in Chesterfield, Missouri. They're in Columbia, Illinois. It's Matt Ford, Brett Groman, 314-620-8153. Let them know you're a TMA listener. You get $100 off your repair project, or go online at stratumrepair.com. Jackson and I are heading down the hallway right now. We got Stephen Wildwood with a mic drop loaded. You can leave yours via the 101 ESPN app. Pepper and Jeannie is coming up for the Plowhawk Action. Jackson, Kenneth Iggy Strode, my brother Kevin, Douglas Elvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM. The Potted Plant closing out our Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour from the Michelob Ultra Studios.